Oh, that's my foot. All right. Oh, that's good. I like it. Right.
Welcome everybody to Facebook Live. We're on Facebook Live. We got two special guests in the house. One I met a while ago when I was DJing in the Village Square with the Cadillac Club. Very nice gentleman. He's all over Glen Cove. He's like I'll call him the second or third mayor of Glen Cove.
No, he's the first.
Ralph's
mayor.
Ralph's the first.
No.
Ralph's the first mayor.
Ralph's the first mayor. That's
Then
good.
Gaitley comes in on second.
I'll be your deputy mayor if you.
Yes, that's a good thing. Definitely.
Definitely.
like
And
that.
also,
definitely take that.
Unofficial. Let's be clear.
That's it.
Unofficial.
I will take it.
yes, and we got Howie. I want to thank him on camera also, but thank you for your service. He's also here. We're going to be talking a lot of stuff. Big shout to everybody listening in. We're going to be starting the app in a few minutes. Please download the app. We're on Facebook Live, and also now we're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. We're on all platforms. We're on TuneIn Radio. We're in everywhere now. But here we go. We're going to start the show in a few minutes. I hope everybody enjoys the show and listen in.
Ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages, I would like to welcome you to another episode of Jay and Ralph's House. The only podcast on the internet that you can speak freely and will not get banned. Get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Jay and Ralph's House with your host, DJ Master J and Ralph C, and special guest host Joe Gallo.
All right, welcome everybody to Jay's Ralph's House, another episode. I want to thank Ralph for the hats. They look beautiful, the new hats, and we're going to be having merch soon. We're getting our website created, and we're going to be selling merchandise on our website. We're going to be opening up a store, an online store. We're going to be getting the website up and running. Big shout out to everybody listening on Facebook Live. I hope everybody enjoyed the show last week. We had a great show last week. We had a lot of fun. We do this to bring out knowledge to everybody from Glen Cove and all over. If we could give somebody a piece of knowledge at the end of the day, that's a good thing, because knowledge is power. So, Ralph, what's going on, buddy?
Listen, can we change the intro, and instead of putting Ralph C, can you put the great one? That's
We put the secondary mayor.
Yeah. So I'm happy to have these two gentlemen with us.
Yes.
Because I don't know who does more. Either Gaitley does more, or Howie.
I think it's a tie.
I would say it's a tie.
We get them a tie.
I do get involved with them during when we hang up the banners.
Yes.
On Memorial Day, and I appreciate both of these guys. But there's something I want to read something real quick.
Go ahead.
So, as everybody knows, I support my veterans. I love my veterans.
Mm-hmm.
I do anything for my veterans. And when you walk into my house, I have a little plaque, and I want to read what this plaque says.
Go ahead, bro.
And I want everybody to know that everything the saying on this plaque is so correct. And I want people to listen. So when you walk into my house, first I got my flag hanging outside. I do have to get a new flag because the weather's killing it. So I have a saying when you walk in, it says, "It is the veteran, not the preacher, who has given us freedom of religion."
That's right.
It is the veteran, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of press.
Mm-hmm.
It is the veteran, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
It is the veteran, not the campus organizer or any of those kind of people, who has given us freedom to assemble.
Mm-hmm.
It is the veteran, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial.
That's the best saying in the world.
It is the veteran, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote.
Mm-hmm.
It is the veteran who served under and saluted the flag every day.
Mm-hmm.
It is the veteran whose coffin is draped by that flag.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was done, I don't know when, but it's from the U.S. Marine chaplain, Father Dennis O'Brien.
Oh, okay.
And what I did was when I saw that, I printed it and I put it on a plaque, and that's when you walk in my house, that's what it says.
That's the best saying in the world.
I love
That's
my
the
veterans.
True saying.
So
Nice.
without further ado,
Yes.
let's introduce our guests.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have Gaitley and we have Howie. So say hello to everybody.
Hello. Hey, hi.
Sound good, guys.
So they're part of. Is it the founder of the? Are you the founder?
Tribute and Honor Foundation.
Okay, so explain to everybody what that is.
Well, it's hard to explain it without sharing a little bit of history.
Go
if
ahead.
That's okay.
Yes, go ahead.
And
Absolutely.
I will say wonderful words, Ralph, and so very important. And if I can just interject from what you said, I will say one of the most moving things to me in paying tribute to our veterans and thinking about, and as you know, my brother's a retired colonel, 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan. I myself have not served, but I certainly, my father served during World War II in the Navy. My mom was in the Cadet Nurse Corps. So I grew up with an appreciation for our veterans. And I often think, I'm also an elder in the Presbyterian Church and involved in many different things. But the fact that our veterans fought for so many things, including freedom of religion. And, it's one thing to fight to preserve your opportunity to worship as you choose and your faith, whatever your faith may be, to fight for that.
Mm-hmm.
But to also fight for somebody else who you may not even agree with their religion. It may be very different from how you believe at all. But you fought just as hard for everybody to have their own freedom to worship. And to me, that's giant. That's giant. It's just giant on so many levels. So
It's giant with everything they do.
yes, no, absolutely. So anyway, just thank you. But getting back to the Tribute and Honor Foundation. Oh my gosh, I wish we could put Janine Demina around this table as well. But it was in 2021, I walked into the View Grill and I said to Janine, and oftentimes Janine is kind of my go-to person when I've got things heavy in my heart. And I said to Janine, I know this is a crazy idea, but, in raising funds for the VFW, I think if we put our energy together and we reach out to this community, we can raise those funds. And I said, if we do that and we also honor our veterans along the way, we have even got a better celebration. Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't know. It's going to take a lot of work. I don't know. And of course, Janine said, do it. We need to do it. Janine came on board. Angelina Stanko-Stone came on board. We had 3 or 4 others. I reached out to the VFW Post, and I said, I got a wild idea. The number of times that I start with, I got a wild idea. And I said, let's put together a celebration. If we're going to do a celebration, let's honor the veterans at the same time. And we basically put out the call. And the thing I want to be so very clear about is that while we kind of created the conduit for people to support and created the platform for people to come together and support the VFW and pay tribute to all of our veterans, because we honored VFW veterans, but we also honored other veterans from many different organizations. I said, if we are going to do that, it is not us, it's the community. It is the community and our community's love of our veterans. Why that event was so successful. I think we raised $20,000. We were so successful. Then we did the event again the next year. At the end of the day, we raised close to or just over $50,000 to help with the rebuild of the post.
Well,
And we needed it.
And they needed it, and this community did that. And so basically what happened is we did our job. And thanks to the community support, we were able to raise those funds. But there was such an outpouring of appreciation that this group of people that became the Tribute and Honor Foundation was originally the Phoenix Rising, and we still have the Phoenix as part of our logo, you'll see, because we think of the Phoenix rising from the ashes. So that's part of our heritage, our connection to the VFW Post. And so we've always kept that. But we have managed to continue that opportunity to not just be one organization or one post that honors their veterans, but to offer an umbrella that we can honor many different posts, whether they're American Legion or VFW. Also, people like Evelyn Candell at that point did not belong to any post, but she served during the Korean War, a very proud Marine, also poet laureate of Nassau County. But it gave us a chance to pay tribute and say thank you to those veterans that you were talking about in that poem. And so one thing basically led to another, and now we're getting ready to have our 5th event on the 7th of February. And if early ticket sales are an indication, we may very well sell out again. And it has empowered us to not only do what we did with the VFW Post, but we created a scholarship in tribute to Ben Farnan. That scholarship we give to high school students who choose to enter the military graduating from high school. We get a chance to honor them. We are so very honored to partner with the VFW Post, that we are partners in that we are sponsors along with the VFW to help shoulder, I don't even want to call it a burden because it is an opportunity, it's a gift. But the fact that we're able to do those kind of things. So that is what the Tribute and Honor Foundation is. We've got an incredible board. We've got wonderful liaison members, including Howie, including other veterans, including people, leaders in the community. And it has just been about celebrating the gifts that our veterans and veteran supporters bring to our community. And so that's what the organization is. And we're also honoring 8 incredible people this year. So just inviting everybody to come. But it has been a privilege and an opportunity. And for me, kind of selfishly, I'm not in Lexington, Kentucky. That's where my brother is. And I can't do the way I'd like to for his group of veterans. But I can here. I can do it here. And when you do it for one, you do it for all.
I'm pretty sure he sees what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I have a question for you. So was this before or after the fire when this organization?
It was after the fire. So that the fire was in 2021. It was in September, I believe, wasn't it?
Yep.
So September of 2021. And I met with Janine in December of 2021. And then January of 2022 is when we started the effort. And in February of 2022, we had the first fundraiser that raised that initial $20,000. We were there. Why don't you talk a little bit? I'm going to hand it over to
Absolutely.
to Howie, because I was there on the day of the fire as well.
Yeah.
I know Christine Rice was there. I know so many, we all gathered around. And giant shout out to not only our fire department, but all the area fire departments. I mean, the heroes in that story. And again, Howie, you can tell that much better than me.
The fire department saved the building by not tearing the roof apart.
The save.
Yeah, and also the Nosh lost their home that day also, besides us. So our insurance company really jobbed us. We had a policy for $600,000 coverage, and they proceeded to send in a Park Avenue adjuster and only gave us $130,000.
But how is that?
Yeah, how is that? Is right. We're veterans. We fought in wars. How could they do this to us, what they did? And let me just say, if it wasn't for the efforts of Gaitley with his foundation and Tom Swazi, the big affair he had at the Polish Hall, we would we'd still have a burnt-out building right now. I'm telling you, these guys raised enough money for us to get that job done. They only gave us $180,000. We had to sue them.
So I don't understand that. I don't understand how the insurance company, they see what kind of place it is. Okay?
We got a
Okay, go ahead. Who's on the phone?
very, 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 very special guest on the
Okay.
phone. You're never going to believe who's this.
Who is it?
Who's on the phone with us?
I didn't want to disturb that present conversation because I hear.
Wait,
you
I
have
know
a
that
great
woman.
guy on the phone.
Yes.
Everybody knows that.
How are you, Mayor? How are you, Mayor?
Hello,
I
Pam.
am not calling to disturb his conversation. So when he's finished, I'll call you back. I just want to talk about Monday, okay?
No,
No,
talk
no,
about
you-
it. No, talk about
No,
it.
you can go.
You're
I do
you're the
not-
boss.
I do. Okay. I'm at my. Taking care of my grandchildren. I brought
Okay,
them
Grandma.
meatloaf. So here's the deal.
Go ahead.
We don't know what we're expecting, but we're expecting a lot of snow from Sunday into Monday. We're sending out a robocall tomorrow. We would love for everyone to get their cars off of the street so the plows can do their work and not park on Glen Street, Bridge Street, School Street, but do not park in front of your house. You can put your car on your lawn, in your neighbor's driveway. You can put your car in the municipal garages overnight with the snow. It's the safest thing for your car. It's the safest thing for the city. Okay?
Okay. Hey,
Now-
Be ready.
Since you're on the phone, Mayor, can I just add, just telling everybody there are many reasons to show up on the 7th, but thank you so much for always being so supportive of our work.
I called and I heard Howie on the phone, and I was gonna hang up. I didn't think you'd pick up my call until he was finished speaking, but Gaitley's event is just absolutely marvelous. This is the 5th year. I don't sponsor everybody, but I sponsor anything like this for our veterans. What Gaitley does with this organization is just tremendous. So you don't want to miss it. It's a great event. Thank you, Gaitley, for all you
So
do,
important.
and thank you, Howie, for all you do.
Thank
it's
you,
so
Pam.
important.
And if I can
And,
interject, it's an incredible board, an incredible group of liaisons. It's really the people who make it happen. But it is. We certainly appreciate your support, and you've been there from the beginning and always, Mayor, and appreciate it.
Yeah, I've been there from the Sunday afternoon, the first one on a Sunday afternoon, and but also it's just a wonderful, spectacular event. You walk out of it feeling wonderful.
Are you
feeling
going to be there?
great. Anyway,
She's doing the welcome.
of course.
Oh, okay. You're doing
Yeah,
the
right.
welcome.
She's there
Okay.
every
Of course.
year.
But
Of course I'm going to be there.
I
yeah.
need to. I'm going to embarrass her in a second. She always
Don't embarrass me.
she always buys banners, and she never says anything about it. But I know for a fact. Who are the banners that you buy every year?
So I buy Dan Daly and Ralph Young, who are, they're American heroes, but they are our own Glen Covians, and they are our heroes. And they don't have family here to buy banners for them, and they're so special that we never want them to be forgotten. And as long as I can buy banners for them, I will.
Pam, you're special.
My granddaughter will. But anyway, I didn't want to disturb anything important that Howie was saying
No problems.
to talk about the weather. So I
Speaking
wasn't
of
sure I was listening to the current show.
Pam,
Thank you.
Pam,
Thank you, guys.
Wait, don't
Pam.
leave yet.
Pam, hold on.
Hold
hold
on. a
on,
minute.
Pam. I got a question.
What?
Now,
Okay.
before I drag my garbage cans to the curb tomorrow night in the blizzard, are we going to have pickup on Monday?
Okay.
This is what we really care about.
That is undecided as of yet.
Okay.
Sometimes we prepare for 18 inches and we get 4.
Yeah.
So that is, as of yet, undecided. So I'm doing a robocall. It'll come out. Do you get a robocall, Howie?
Yes.
Or do you check social media? Okay, so
Okay.
that'll be out tomorrow and then possibly another one following.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
But Howie,
Yes.
you can always call me at home.
I
You
know
have my
that.
number. Okay?
I got you.
Oh.
I got
You
you.
can always call me if you're unsure.
Oh, I got a nice
All of you can
Pam.
call me, okay?
Pam.
What?
I have a
What?
nice picture for the City Hall Veterans Wall. Okay. I'm going to bring it to you
Great.
as soon as the
Great.
snow melts next week. All
That
right.
is
It's me and
great.
Cruiser. You'll love it.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen.
No
and
problem,
sorry
man.
to disturb you.
No, you never
No, you
disturb
don't
us.
disturb it. Don't worry about it.
Mi casa es your casa.
Thank you, guys.
There you go.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
Bye,
All
Miss
right.
Man.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. We got another special guest in the house that came in.
Yeah.
Mr. Joe
Joe
Gallo.
Gallo.
Yes,
Good evening,
I see him
everyone.
over
Sorry.
there.
I know that guy.
That's right.
Hey,
How are you?
hello. Right.
Howard, thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you,
Yes,
Joe.
yes,
Thank you very
Howard.
much.
Like I said before.
Appreciate it.
So we were talking about
Well,
the
we're talking about
fire
the insurance
and
company.
the insurance.
Yes, go ahead.
So listen to Joe. Did you listen to this?
Yeah, I've been listening. Park Avenue. I got it. Insurance company.
But how did they get away with that?
They're going to give you the lowest number they can give you.
But
They overpriced everything. That's what they did, and they came up with a figure like $800,000 to redo the building, and they said that's all you're going to get. They do a percentage thing. Right. They said the building was old, and they also claimed that we were renting out the bottom part of the building also, which was a lie, and we had to sue them, and we got it up to $180,000. So with the money Gaitley raised us and Tom raised us, we had just enough to get the job done.
See, those things I believe they should. I mean, especially they fought for our country.
yeah,
They
Right.
should just give them whatever
Right.
it takes to fix that
You-
building.
And not for nothing.
Come on, that's
it was
bullshit.
Built
Sorry.
They
by
claimed
our
you were
World,
they
World
claimed-
War I veterans. They came home and they built that. And it's
Come
not
on.
that they built it, that they went and hired folks.
Right,
They
physically
built it.
built
Ralph,
There are so
they,
many
With-
people who talk
with their
about
hands.
Yeah.
they claimed that their adjusters amount and what we were coming up with, 500, that they were saying we were underinsured, and that's why they only.
They always say that.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't understand, and I'll never understand insurance companies. You know, you have to pay them on time, but when it comes for them to shell out what you deserve, they lowball you, which is what, and that's a disgrace. I don't know if you want to say who the insurance company is. I don't know if you want to just keep it out of, but I'm telling you that insurance company that's a disgrace. To do that to the veterans, and you said that the World War I veterans built
World
that?
War I veterans built that. When they
Yeah.
came home,
Yeah.
they joined together and built that building, correct?
Right.
Right?
So that's the so that's the
In
respect.
1921.
So you're trying to tell me that this the whoever the insurance company is, that's the respect that they give our veterans.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is like that's horrible.
That's
like a slap in the
that's
face.
despicable.
That's strictly business for them.
Yeah,
It's
but
business,
still.
but you know what? They have that business because of the veterans.
True.
And I'm not even talking about the Knights of Columbus. I'm part of the Knights of Columbus, and Joe.
Joe
Joe's
belongs
part
to
of-
everybody.
Joe belongs to the whole world. He's on the Gaitley.
Joe, yeah.
Belongs to the world.
I have to
love
look
that.
double. I have to look double
You
on
wanna
my
hear some-
Facebook
you
page.
wanna hear-
Tell them what you did to that kid.
Yeah,
last
Gaitley,
week,
you got to
too.
you got to hear this real quick. So we had we had Ben here, and Ben is going to school for broadcasting. So we invited him here. We
Glen
had a
Cove High School graduate.
Glen Cove High School graduate.
Oh yeah,
Ah, great.
He was. I mean, he did wonderful.
excellent.
He's
excellent.
a good kid. I think he's going back to school next week.
Yes.
But anyway, we were saying that because Joe was sitting where Howie's sitting, and we were telling him, well, that's the mayor of Locust Valley. So when his father came to pick him up, I was talking to his father, and he went into the car and goes, Dad, you're not going to believe this. I was sitting next to the Locust Valley mayor.
Locust Valley. I love it. I love it. That's funny.
Ralph.
Yeah, but what I was saying before is like I'm a member of the Knights of Columbus, like I keep saying, but I believe more of giving back to the veterans than Knights of Columbus. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I love everybody, the brothers there, but for people, me, I'm a big believer. Whoever fought for this country should get. Even you go to, you know, look at the way they do to these people with health care too.
I know.
Right.
It's horrible. It's really, really horrible.
Well, I'm going to give you a little story. I don't know how this. My mother told me this story. So my cousin Ralph was our first cousin. He went to Vietnam and he was killed. He was killed 12 hours before I was born. That's where I got my name. So I maybe he's inside of me. It's hard to say, but I've been patriotic since day one. That's what my parents always told me. But it feels good to do something for the veterans because, And how can we give back for what they sacrificed?
Right, absolutely. And what the little bit we do, is a drop in the bucket.
Correct.
To
Exactly.
what they gave us.
Right.
And you are absolutely. Today, I had a woman from Blue Star Mothers, who is an organization of their children are serving in the armed forces. So these are those mothers. And we were talking today about, it is about our quality of life. The fact that we have what we have is thanks to their sacrifice. And that, as you mentioned, Ralph, is where it starts. That is where it starts. And so, yes, I think anything we can do for our veterans, and on so many different platforms. I think about the VFW post. It is the VFW post's post, but it is also Glen Cove's post.
Is it complete?
And it is where the community comes together. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is beautiful
Yeah.
at this point. And a point of pride for the veterans, but also our community. And again, I am so thankful to have been a part of it with the Tribute and Honor Foundation, but it is the people. It is the people of Glen Cove. It's the people of the North Shore, because they understood that was and continues to be a living monument to our community, because it thrives. You think about the fact that Nosh Delivers, that it houses that organization. I know it helps you all, with expenses and such, but also what a gift to our community. The fact that now, yet again, for holidays and for picnics, that is there for our veterans, but a point of pride for our community.
Absolutely.
And that, to me, is just giant. That is giant.
And I just want to give a shout out to Louis Cruz. He said we owe everything to the veterans. That's
Of
what
course.
He,
Yes.
That's what he just said.
Hello, Louis. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah.
Thank you, Louie.
Thank you, Louis.
So the VFW is completed, correct?
Yes. Well, yeah, you can answer that better
it's
than me.
great. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay.
And the Nosh is upstairs, and there are tenants, and with that rent money, we're able to do things like give scholarships again, which we couldn't do for 3 years. We had no money coming at all.
But that fire also knocked the Nosh out of there, too.
Right. They
Yeah.
were all over. They were at St. Rocco's Church. They were down in the village.
They were at Janine's Grill. Janine's Grill on. For the longest time, I remember going to the View Grill, and she would have the regular meals for people, but off in the corner, she made sure that Nosh Delivers could still sort the food, get the food to people. I was honored to be a founding member of Nosh. So in the early years of COVID, when they first began, we were on phones organizing things and making sure that the community got those. But it was a big deal for them as well. I mean, giant, because they serve close to 750 families, I believe it is, on the North Shore.
Yeah, we had the Nosh here one
Yeah.
time, correct,
Yeah.
John?
And also they were up at the high school. We lent them the high school
Yeah.
too.
Yes. I see Rosa, our chief of
Police.
police for auxiliary police, and I certainly knew Rosa before COVID and all of that, and having to deliver food and at the high school. But Rosa was one of the ones who was always at the high school when we had to deliver the food to the cars that drove up. And as hard as that was, everybody, this community is incredible. Incredible.
Well-
and we come together when it's time. We may
Absolutely.
be a little difficult. There's some dysfunction. But when it comes time to serve our veterans or to serve our families in need, I could not be more proud of this community.
And it's funny, Gately, because the gentleman sitting on my left over here, every year, he cuts his hair with the same ball ricks, and they're trying to get they're trying to get me
That's
in
a
that
lot of
seat,
hair.
but I don't know. So, question to you is, now the foundation, after your event, what do you do on the rest of the year? What does the foundation do during the whole year?
Let me tell you, we are busy. And some of the things, and sometimes I feel like I'm not certain the city knows what we do. But one of those, for example, and it's a little hard because it's a difficult time because of having recently lost Vinny.
Yes,
But one of the things that the Tribute and Honor Foundation did was we combined with American Legion Post 76, and on the 40th anniversary last year, we erected a monument, a stone with a plaque in tribute to the 40 years that he was giving to our community. So, we not only helped pull that together, we created the ceremony, we paid tribute to Vinny. That's just one of them.
Losing Vinny was really a heartbreaker for me because when I started DPW, I worked with Vinny for 2 years.
Right.
And, we had that routine. We go out and get coffee in the morning. We would sit and talk. But the things that I've learned from him and also with my father, he was great friends with my father. And I'm going to tell you one thing about Vinny. What he did for my family, when my father passed away, he was at my mother's house every week to see how my mother was doing. He was, I don't think people realize how generous he was. Like a story I was telling last week, when we used to do Vinny's Island once a week. And there was one time where Vinny planted tomatoes on Vinny's Island. and he was like a second father to me. And people don't realize that. I spent 8 hours a day with the man. And he was just terrific. But I've learned, just like I learned with my father, I learned a lot with him also. Because him and myself were big people with veterans. He loved his country. Mm-hmm. So he planted tomatoes there once. And so we went there and he was harvesting the tomatoes. They were coming up beautiful. A lady walks up with a bag and starts picking the tomatoes and puts them in the bag. So Vinny looked at her, and you know the way Vinny's face when he sees something?
Yes.
He said, "Excuse me," with his thing, like, "Excuse me." He goes, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, don't worry. Vinny says I could take these." He goes, "Oh, Vinny said?" He goes, "Well, I'm Vinny." She goes, "You ain't Vinny." I said, "I'm Vinny." So she got nervous. She dropped the bag. But you know what Vinny did? Called her back and gave her the bag and said, "Never do that again." I mean, what kind of man?
That's Vinny. Now, and here's what's interesting to me. You say, you don't know that a lot of people know what he does or did. But the thing is, all over this city, there are people just like you who have their own story.
Oh, absolutely.
They have and the reason you say people don't know is because he just did the act of kindness.
Yes. When he retired fully from beautification, I would go see him once a month, and his wife Sophie was great too, and he was funny because he would answer the door with no shirt. I'm like, "What are you doing? Put a shirt on." You know what I mean? But I would go in his house for a few minutes. I would sit there and talk to him, but being with him for 2 years was what I thank God every day because I spent time with a man who had so much knowledge and so much kindness, but he had a different way of showing it. But that man, I've learned so much, and when he passed away, it just broke my heart because he was such a good guy. And every time I saw him, I always gave him a big hug, and he just talked. He never talked about himself. He always talked about something else. Never about himself, because I always said, "How's Sophie doing? How are you feeling? Don't worry about me. I'm fine." But it's a big loss for the city of Glen Cove, and I'm praying that the mayor does something special for him because he deserves it. I saw that they put a little sign at his.
Yes, and I believe that's through the American Legion Post.
So I'm hoping that we do something special for him, and I was thinking about. If they get another banner for him, I would like to put that downtown in the city or put that banner on Vinny's Island. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So I'm
I'll help you.
Oh, okay.
We'll do that.
Let's do it.
It's easy enough.
Let me tell you something about my man Joe over here. So his father and his uncle served, correct?
Yes.
And they couldn't find the photo of.
Well, they could.
They could.
just
But
chose
anyway,
not to.
so when I got the banners and I looked at two of the banners, I'm like, who are these two GQ guys? They were GQ, but you know what? Listen, I would
They
do
went
it.
to Pete Botrytis to get new photos.
Oh, yeah.
So they look like models.
Great.
You know, they did.
Oh, my gosh. Pete did a great job.
did.
I remember seeing as you know, every year I take pictures of every banner. So,
Yes.
And I
Yeah,
get
oh, yeah,
up.
you do,
and in
yeah.
fact, I ran into at like 6 in the morning. I was down in Morgan Park. The banners had just been put up. And by the way, giant shout out to you and to DPW. I mean, while we're here, giant shout out.
Just
to
shout out to me.
you. No. Well, no, putting those banners up, but you make sure they go.
Right.
You know, that you're part of that equation.
Yeah, well,
Is giant.
I
Let's
need.
just be clear.
I put them up because I love my veterans, but I take good care of them. And I don't know if you know this, but I go down there once a week to make sure that everything is properly done.
Right.
But last year we did have a few storms, and hopefully we get it right. We were talking off air the way we're going to do it the following coming up. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you credit and Howie credit because you two are always in on the front line.
Well, I was just going to say on hardly the front line, but here early in the morning in Morgan Park, I just wanted to make sure that I had good light so I could get images of just the banners.
It could
I
be
had
dark
one
out.
album.
It could be dark out, and you have great light. So I wouldn't even say that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But the other one who was at the park at 6 a.m. in the morning was Lydia, and she
Yes,
was, she
yeah.
was double checking
Lydia
to make
is
sure
great.
all of the things were there. I just spoke to her a few minutes ago, but that banner project is so
It's the
extraordinary.
greatest.
Just
And you
extraordinary.
know what? People, it was funny because somebody from, I think it was Shirley or it was somebody out there, came with himself and his two kids. His father was in the parking lot. He looked up and started crying. So then I told him, I said, yeah, I just, I put him up. And he told me the story. He said, let me tell you something. This is probably the greatest thing I've ever seen.
You know, I referenced that. There's a quote in the paper this week, and major shout out to Roxy Amit, who is our editor of the Glen Cove Herald. And there is an article. I brought the paper. I think it's page 5 on the banner program. And you had asked what we do at other times during the year, the
Yes,
Tribute and Honor
yes.
Foundation. One of those, Vinnie's Island, that monument was one of those. The other one is the banner project. We combine with the VFW. Yes, we work to raise those $50,000, but we also combine with the VFW as a sponsor. So we work with them. Lydia serves on my board, and so we are also a part of making sure that banner program happens year after year. And there've been, we won't go into it, but there've been some tricky things with that,
Well,
as with any program, and we've been about sustaining that. The other thing, we combined with the Glen Cove police officers, Derek and Owen Valance, and for the last 2 years, and I think they're on board to do it again, we've combined with them to do the 22-mile challenge. It's a kayak challenge. They take kayaks across the Long Island Sound. We help raise money. We bring folks as to what's happening there. The money that we raise, we then give to organizations to combat PTSD and other challenges. That money that we raised then went to Charles Evans Center for programs that they're developing, helping veterans with PTSD and other challenges. So throughout the year, we are always finding opportunities that we can impact the veteran community. So the money that we raise at this award ceremony, yes, we honor veterans, and that is outrageously important. But through those sponsorships, they enable us when the opportunity comes to do things like Vinnie's Island, do things like step up to the plate and be a part of the banner program, do things such as the Charles Evans Center and working those programs. Supporting things like Team Eva. I mean, what an amazing organization. So we do stay very, very busy throughout the year with lots of programs and lots of other initiatives supporting veterans. Just a few, quite frankly.
And Ralph, when Lydia approached me about the banner program, because the library was going to dump it,
Yes.
I really got angry.
I know you
about
did.
that. I was
She
hot.
she told me what.
Wait, Howard, you got angry?
I got angry.
I've never seen that.
Some things will
No,
make me
you.
mad.
I know.
That
She
band, the program
she
is special,
she
man.
texted me. She texted me, and I'm gonna. I hate to put her on the spot, but she texted me. I went to the library, and she started crying because she felt like this is something that we need to do, and she felt like she was being blocked. And my big mouth.
No.
I was angry because I
In
wanted
the library, of all places.
Yeah, it was, Joe.
Yeah, well, you had to be quiet.
I know.
No, you don't. You're not quiet when it comes to the veterans.
I know.
Okay.
Right.
And I went, and I went to the people that were in charge, and I said, "How dare you do this?" They said, "Well, she's not doing her. This is what they.
I know.
She's not doing her job."
Right.
I said, "Are you kidding me?"
She was working on the banner program
Right.
on
Right,
the clock,
but
which was a big.
I will say,
Yeah.
right, I don't. I heard bits and pieces of all of that and a part of all of that, but the good thing is that banner program is here.
That's right.
And that banner
That's right.
program right now, I feel, with the VFW Post and Tribute and Honor Foundation, there are no two organizations that care more about the veterans, and certainly many care about the veterans, but we will make sure that, I think, can we shake hands? We'll make sure that banner program continues.
You damn right.
We
He's gonna
can
be
promise
here.
you that,
But
one
there
way or
is
the other.
there is something I would love to ask you, Gaitley, and maybe your foundation could do.
They
something.
made it up. I don't know who said it. It
No,
wasn't-
no.
Yeah.
Fake news.
When you pull into the parking lot of Morgan's Park, there's no American flag. Is there any way? And I said this to the mayor a few years ago, that I felt like it was empty because when you go in, you see all those banners, but there's no American flag there.
I have to talk to Pam about that.
I'll get the
I
postal
thought about that.
digger.
So we have a parking space for our Purple Heart veterans.
Yes.
So we do have that.
Yes.
And we do have the banners, and
Yes.
we do have that beautiful flag.
But
on,
when you
on the
pull
jetty
in,
down
but
there,
when
near
you
the
pull
jetty.
into the parking lot,
Yes.
there's
That's
no
true.
American flag.
That's true.
I brought that up. I brought that up a few years ago.
He's a problem, and he's just a
Listen,
troublemaker. That's beautiful.
it's not that. It's not that, Gately. I love my veterans.
Gately,
No,
he
no,
calls
no,
it
no.
gravy, by the way.
French, with the French bread.
Can you get Jim on the phone,
even-
please?
With the French bread.
Can you get Jim on the phone?
Wait. Even
Wait,
I
okay.
know not to call it gravy.
Can you call Jim?
This Scotch
Jim,
knows not to call it gravy.
Jim, can you get Jim on the phone? Because
Wait.
No,
Jim's
that'll
buying the
be
French
the
bread.
Right.
Hold on.
Right.
Wait. Pam said I could call her anytime, right?
Yes, please call.
oh, Gene Martone said, "Great, thank you, Gene. Gene Martone's listening. He's
love
on
Gene.
Right.
Yeah. So, listen, it's not something. I know you guys have so much going on, but I think it's important to put an American flag when you drive in.
All right, so let's call the mayor and get it done.
Yeah. Well, I know how we can
Don't
get
worry,
it done.
dial.
I'm on it.
I'll get the postal digger.
But do you get requests like that during the year with your program? Do people ask you, what can we do this? Can we do that? Do you have all those kind of requests?
Yes, and I'll tell you, we have kind of both. I mean, again, the 22 PTSD challenge was, again, the kayaks, the fellas, the officers kayaking across the Long Island Sound. That was kind of an opportunity. Like, I saw two things kind of come together. So where there was a challenge, I know those fellas. I know they're fit. They're so involved in fitness, as is their mom at the YMCA.
We're gonna get her on the show.
Oh, she's great.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Right, Gene. We're gonna get her on the show.
Yeah.
She was gonna come on, but she had something to do. But
Yeah.
she's coming on.
But I thought, what a great opportunity to highlight, and for both of them, PTSD and the challenges of veterans, I knew was important to them, because we honored Derek 2 years ago. We have our awards at the Tribute and Honor Foundation are not only to honor our veterans, but also to educate the public about issues that impact our veterans. And one of those awards is called the Impact Award, which specifically goes to a veteran who returns home and chooses to go into a police officer, firefighter, a first responder. And 2 years ago, Derek we honored, and this year we're honoring Owen. So we're doing a whole family thing, which is
No, that's
really
great.
so
That's
exciting.
great.
But the reason I bring that up is that, yes, that was a prime example of concern about PTSD. How do we serve the veterans? And then finding the opportunity through the police department who joined with us and those officers and addressing that. I will say that's exactly how we became involved with the banner program. Again, you know, and exactly how we became with raising the funds for the VFW posts, that as a small organization, we're able to see need in the community. And we can't fix everything, but we can find the opportunities and try to do what we can in enhancing the lives of our veterans and their families. Same thing with the scholarships, you know, helping those young people who have chosen to serve our nation. Our kids who choose to go to amazing colleges, choose to go to amazing trade schools, choose to take professions of that sort or go that route, should be lifted up and talked about and you know, given opportunities. But oh my gosh, our students who then also choose to serve our nation going right into the military, we need to do as much, if not more, to highlight that. And that's why we created the Farnan Scholarship, because I sat there and I thought, this is terrific that we're honoring these young people who, you know, choose to go directly to college and may go to, you know, military later. But these young people who are so driven to fight for our nation, to, as we've said many times this evening, to protect our freedoms, they also deserve, and it takes a special skill and exceptional drive, tenacity, and talent to serve in our armed forces. And that has to be celebrated and has to be highlighted. And
We have
combining Ben
the greatest.
Farnan,
Right.
who's an incredible person,
Right.
has given back to this community like you and so many of our other, and like Vinny, yet again, we're combining that legacy and the future of our young people who choose. And so when we do the award ceremony, this time we did it at the Locust Valley American Legion Post, because we had a young man who was honored and received the scholarship from Locust Valley this year. And to see the Korean War veterans and the Vietnam veterans and the older veterans who served our nation, together with the young people who are just getting ready to enter the armed forces, all together in the same room to celebrate those young people. And I loved the fact, you know, I saw Evelyn Candell, who was the Marine, served in the Marines, and, you know, you think maybe the women had it a little easier, but they were tough on the women, too. And she pulled the young man over who's going into the Marines and says, you know, it's going to be hard. And I love that. I just love that.
It will be hard.
You know, yes.
No, it's
No, but
Yeah.
so a big shout out to my sister, because my sister's son is in the Navy now.
Wow.
So he went to the Merchant Marines, and now he's learning how to fly planes, believe it or not.
Wow.
So big shout out to him. His name is Michael Reel. He's I don't know where he is, but my sister's very proud of him. And also a shout out to my cousin Christian Noriega. We call him Champ. He was in the Army. He went into the first Iraqi war. He came back. He got himself fixed up, and then he got a job with the jail system. So he just retired. But I talk to him every day, and somebody that he's such a proud American, and he's so concerned of what goes on and everything. But I know he had a problem a few years ago when I think they took his money away or something, and he had to fight for that. So he finally got it. And the struggle that he tells me, I'm like, how can they do that? Mm-hmm. You know. So my question is to you, Gaitley, is when veterans have problems like that, or they think that they're alone, does this organization reach out to them?
You're talking the Tribute and Honor
Yes,
Foundation?
yes.
Actually, no. That would, someone who is, let's say, has PTSD or, you know, feeling some angst or anxiety, or we send them to professionals, because that is not what we can do.
No, but
what
they do come to you and then you give them the advice, correct?
Yes, we do direct them. Yes, we do often do that. And on a smaller scale, someone who is not, having major challenges, yes, we can offer solace and opportunity and a enriching, positive environment when it comes to things like the award ceremony and honoring the veterans and paying tribute. But if it is a situation that we're not qualified to address as far as, and I do know the hardships that some of those veterans face. In that situation, we make sure we get them to Veterans Administration or to other support organizations. Howard, go ahead. Yes.
Well, Tony Jimenez did that for
Yes.
the city of Glen Cove until his health got bad.
Yeah.
But Pam told me that she just found someone to replace
good,
him. Yeah,
good.
So
So-
there will be someone that can guide
Is that in
them.
the affairs office up
It's in City Hall. There's an office in City Hall.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's the second floor,
Yeah.
all the way in the back. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully that's going to
And
So
giant
Howard, did
shout to Tony while we're at it.
Yeah.
He's
Tony,
another
love
hero in our
Tony.
community.
So
We
Howie,
love you, Tony.
do our veterans know that they have you have like a veterans committee like that they could go see somebody? Do they
Well,
know?
we did. We all knew about Tony, that he helped many people. Before him, it was Jimmy Middleton
Right.
and the old World War II guys. But it's a tough job because there's a lot involved with everybody's different. They have different injuries and conditions. Like post traumatic stress that's what I have.
Yeah.
That's why I have the dog. So.
And it's a beautiful dog.
Dog is great.
I
Oh,
love
my
that
God.
dog.
He's the best. I'm telling you.
And speaking of the veterans, can I share with you who our honorees
Absolutely.
are? Because it's kind of related.
Absolutely. Is
because
Joe Gallo in
I
there?
don't-
No.
Oh, okay.
we love Joe on many
My
things,
father
but
was
he's
a
not
veteran, not me.
Yeah.
Yes. Joe Sr. So one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up is Eileen Shanahan, who is the founder of Warrior Ranch. And they have horses, and basically for first responders also, but for first responders and veterans who suffer from PTSD, in a similar fashion to having a service dog, the veterans come and they work with the horses. And they have an opportunity to connect with them. And, they've been studies showing how it's calming, how it helps them connect in a more grounded way. And so we are honoring Eileen and also Warrior Ranch for their commitment. And we had the specific award is called the Awareness and Remembrance Award. And it's for an organization that heightens awareness of PTSD and the alarming rate of suicide among our veterans and our active service military. So, and even in the write-up in the program where it talks about that, it is mentioned so that it is about bringing awareness. The other honorees, Scott Whitting, many people know Scott. Oh my gosh, again, he's kind
Scott.
of a legend here
Oh,
on the
yeah.
North Shore.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and a character. Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God,
Absolutely.
we
Oh, yeah.
love him so much. But he's going to be our Legacy Award recipient. Simone Renault is going to be our Front Runner Award. So there's an organization or a person who is the front runner in supporting our veterans. She, after World War II, when soldiers who died in D-Day, she was there. Her husband was the mayor of a little town right where D-Day happened. And family members here would write to her, and she would place flowers on their graves and correspond with them back and forth. She did this for years. She's also part of the sister city for Locust Valley, the little city where they're from. And her son is going to be here to accept on her behalf. So
That's great.
She is being awarded posthumously.
That's
Philip
great.
Como is going to be our leadership award. He's head of the American Legion in Seacliff. Owen Valance, I mentioned the Impact Award already. Robert Freeland, who is the VFW post in Port Washington. We are honoring him, a mover and a shaker in the community. Peter Carbone, who, I don't know, there's some little organization he's also a part of called Loja Glen Cove. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Do you know him, Joe?
Yeah, I know. I've known him a long time.
So,
My whole life.
So Pete is not only a veteran, so involved in Bayville, but also a longtime member of Knights of Columbus, also, as I remember, right? I don't think I'm making this up.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and also a longtime member of Logie Glen Cove, served during the Vietnam War. Just a giant guy. And then Long Island Cares, the veteran projects. Long Island Cares, you know, they are a very comprehensive organization. They provide food for so many food kitchens, including Nosh Delivers. They were there. You know, I deliver every Thursday, and that big truck was there making sure we had food to get to our neighbors. Again, those 750 families, they are a part of that component, making that happen. But they have a veteran division that not only helps with food insecurity for veterans, but also with counseling and helping them get other resources. So we are also honoring them. So it's going to be an incredible night. And I just wanted to mention
that's really incredible. And then how do you how do you pick each person each year? Do you
I picked the veteran
Okay.
from VFW
Okay.
for my post.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
we always, because of our relationship with the VFW post, whoever's the commander, we always kind of give them the first round as far as choosing one to recommend to us that we then support. As far as the others who are honored, the board considers anyone who is pitched our way. We also rely the number of times that I'll call Howie or any of our liaison members. Also, who is the Whitting? Luke Whitting, who is the commander of the American Legion Post in Locust Valley, is a liaison member. We also are past honorees, so we rely on a lot of resources in the community. At the end of the day, the board does the final gavel coming down on who are the ones who are honored. But we do a broad spectrum, and we began by mostly Glen Cove, but now we serve all of Long Island. So we're just really honored to bring together these
it's
folks.
an incredible foundation.
In 5 years, we're just 5 years old.
But I'm
going
to be honest with you. I think more people should actually know about the foundation, because I don't know if you go to social media. I don't know if you go in the newspapers. But I think people should learn more about this foundation.
Well, we are thankful to be here tonight.
I'm thankful.
What I really think would make a difference is if we had really dark navy blue shirts with the logo on one side that could then appear, and that's really no.
Listen,
I have gravy on the sleeve.
Yeah, here we go,
Gravy on the
gravy,
sleeve.
and
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I know we try to do so much for the veterans, but I don't know why. I always have that feeling in my gut saying, "Is this enough?" You know,
No, it's not enough. It's never enough.
and it bothers me because I don't know that people realize that we're doing it for the love of the veterans, and people should realize that. But it's hard to explain because I would they give their lives for this country.
Absolutely.
And it irritates me because people need to open up their eyes and see that. Our veterans love this country. They served this country. This is the greatest country on the planet, bar none. The greatest. I love this country, but I'm going to bring this up, Gaitley. It irritates me to see homeless veterans. And I'm going to be honest with you. My wife, after she gets out of her job, she'll go home and bring sandwiches for the homeless. She'll look for and it irritates us because we're trying to figure out, how can we help these people? Do they want to help? It's just it really irritates me to see a homeless veteran that fought for this country. And I feel like that we're leaving them out of society. Am I wrong on that?
No, you're absolutely right, and I could not agree with you more. And it is
how can we help homeless veterans? It's up to them, correct?
Well, it's up to us helping support them.
Correct.
I mean, that's the there are organizations that specifically do that. I don't have a list of them, but you can certainly get them from the Veterans Administration. But yes, I agree. I could not agree with you more.
It's just I'm sorry. It just bothers me because, you served, you protected us, and now it's our turn to protect you. So it just bothers me. I wish I could do more. I wish I was a billionaire because I would bring in everybody. But I'm not. But I try to do the right thing. But what is the right thing? You know what I mean? Do you want to go up to them and ask them if they?
We got a veteran. We got a veteran here. Let's ask the veteran. What's the right thing?
Yeah, what's the right thing to do?
There
Howard?
you go.
What is the right thing to do?
Speaking of the Vietnam veterans, when I came home, we didn't get any pats on the back or anything. And like myself, when I came home, my dad took one look at me. He was World War II D-Day, 2 Purple Hearts. He took one look at me and said, "You're shell shocked," and to put a claim in with the VA, which I did, and they immediately turned me down.
Wow.
How is that possible?
That's,
Back then, they didn't give 2 shits about us, man.
wow. That
And,
sucks.
then I was like, I don't want to deal with these people. And I kind of locked everything up in my brain. After the first year, it was rough, the first year home. And, lost my mom and, a couple of girls dumped me because I was a mess, I was a mess and talking too much about things that I shouldn't have been bringing up,
Yeah.
Kind of. When I met Mary, the following year in '71, I never talked about it for about 40-something years until I put a claim in. When Obama said, anybody with diabetes from Agent Orange or was in combat could apply for post-traumatic stress, which I had, and also the diabetes. So I put claims in 2006, and then I had to see a psychiatrist and open Pandora's box up. And it all came back, it all came back. But you know what? Then I started my fight with the VA, which lasted about 9 years. And finally, I had a little help with the congressman. And they sent me my military medical records, which I had a head injury in Vietnam from a rocket blast. And I had a traumatic brain injury and a fractured kneecap on my left leg. So I had forgotten about that because of the head injury.
It was so buried, right?
It was buried. And I only put in for the 2 things, and I was eligible for a lot more. So I proceeded to put in a lot more claims, and it took about 9 years, but I finally got it. And they accepted them, because I was fighting them like crazy, and fighting them so much that they've sent me to see private doctors, like a private psychiatrist, not a VA psychiatrist, and a regular general practitioner. And they listened to me. And the psychiatrist, after I told him my whole story, which was pretty heavy, he said I was 25%. He said, no, you're 75% now.
Oh, is that really?
And that got me almost to 100. Then I put a couple more claims in, and I got to 100. Yeah. And that, that's a big help financially for me. For the last 10 years I've had it. And, I feel like I earned it because...
You absolutely did.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
But do veterans still have to go through that same trouble?
Well, it's better now,
Okay.
Joe. The VA has gotten much better now. It still takes time.
Right.
You might have to appeal a few times, but I think be tough with them, and you'll get it. You'll get the.
But the thing against me, I don't mean to cut you off either, is they rather give it to people that cross the border.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, we don't want to bring.
We don't want to bring that up,
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
don't
just
wanna-
saying it just bothers me because they give it to
Well-
people that come in illegally, give them $200 gift cards, $300 gift cards. It's a shame. It's a disgrace.
So my wife's grandfather served in the Marines in World War II. And when I started dating my wife, he was a very interesting man. And he wouldn't. I would ask him questions about it. and he wouldn't say nothing. But he was a part. There was an HBO special a few years ago. I forgot what it was called. That was part of his
Oath.
unit.
Well, they give an oath too, because
Yeah, but I was so curious on about World War II because my Uncle Larry served in it. My father's whole family was in it. But he was very interesting because he was a Marines, and I asked him questions. The thing that he always said to me was, "The government screwed me." He said that. That's what he said every time I asked him about. He wouldn't answer me.
Right.
And Joe, I love the man. He was a stand-up guy, but he wouldn't talk about it. Same with my Uncle Rocky. Now, my Uncle Rocky served in Korea. He was hit in the back with a shell, but he wouldn't talk about it. You try to, like my father wouldn't talk about it. My Uncle Larry never talked about it. So I always felt like, I love my veterans and I want to learn more, but is it now, Howie, is it hard to talk about it?
Well, my dad never talked about it. I finally got him to talk a couple of times when I got drafted. And he went through hell. With landing on D-Day and stuff. And he got hit with a cannon blast, a big chunk of shrapnel, and then he had a head injury also, like I had. And then when he recovered, he had to go back out there because you were in for the duration in World War II. It wasn't like Vietnam where I served like 1 year and I was out of there. He was there for the whole time, the whole 3 years. And then he went back and then he joined his unit in Germany and he got shot in the leg again. And,
So he got hurt and he went back?
Yeah.
I thought they...
No, he went to England.
Right.
Because he was knocked out from that explosion like I was, the concussion. And he was in the hospital about 6 weeks in the UK. And so they took the shrapnel out of his leg and it healed. And then once they figured that he was okay, they sent him back.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I thought they would send you home.
No, guys got shot, and unless it was a really bad,
That is the greatest generation.
They sent you back. Oh yeah.
They're the greatest generation.
Yeah.
I don't think we could ever fill their void. No,
they don't make them like that no more.
no way.
No.
My what my father used to tell me? My father, when he came home, he used to with the veterans when they came home, he would drive them to the pharmacy or whatever they needed. He would pick them up at the train station. He told me what he did after, but he wouldn't tell me what was done prior to that. So and it bothered me because I wanted to learn so much about it. I really don't follow documentaries because I really don't. I'd rather hear it from the voice, the mouth of the person that was
Also,
in there.
if I can just interject, I mean, major shout out to you guys for this program because to me, I see two things come together here. One, you create a platform for things to be shared, and two, to have somebody like Howie, who is willing to share in a very personal way, empowers other people.
Oh yeah.
To me, that's why we have to tell these stories. We have to create platforms for veterans to tell those stories, and God bless the ones who are comfortable enough doing it.
And we're getting a lot of response from Howie. That like my wife is saying, "God bless you and thank you for your service." We're getting so many people thanking you, Howie, and I've known you for a while. You when you were the mailman, it was great. I had great conversations, and I'm going to be honest with you, Howie. Every time I spoke to you when you were working with, because I asked you before when he retired, he's 20 years already.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
But when I spoke to you all those times when you were working, I would never thought that you were going through that trauma. Not even in an inkling.
Well, like I said, I kind of locked it up and didn't talk about it because I was afraid to. I thought people wouldn't want to hear it or reject me like the girls that I was dating did when I first came home. And they, it kind of broke my heart, And,
of course.
It was a hard year. That first year home, I was like really messed up.
You're a hero. You're a hero to me because if it wasn't for you and everybody else that served in the military and did what they had to do, I wouldn't be here talking.
Right.
I wouldn't be here talking.
Well, it's funny, now that I let it back out, I talk about it a lot. You know?
No, listen, you.
That is so important.
The floor is open to you, Howie, because I respect you more than you know. And I would love to hear whatever you have to say it, because there's a lot of people that need to know, what you went through. Because I don't want to bring this up, but there was a Vietnam vet that I used to speak to when I worked at Cablevision. He was a Vietnam vet. He was telling me when they used to spit at him.
Right. Because they weren't welcome home. When World War
That's-
I came home,
Afraid
when
to
World War
talk
II
about
came
it.
home,
Yeah.
they were welcome home.
Did-
And this war was a bad war, but it wasn't
Like Korea. Korea
people
also.
fighting.
Those
Yeah.
Korean
Right.
War veterans were not no
Right,
acknowledgement
but it was the
either.
government who did this. It wasn't you guys didn't choose to go and fight.
No,
for
that was
Right,
something.
but the fact that the government did it
right.
encouraged other people to follow suit,
Right.
and so I my experience of the Vietnam War, I remember I was probably 12 or 13 when it ended, and I always thought as a kid I'm a little older than you guys.
I don't think
Not
so.
that much.
I don't think so.
In my head, I thought I would, go to junior high, go to high school, and then start worrying about being drafted. That was, but of course the war ended before I was even eligible to be drafted. But, the fact that there was such an atmosphere of non-appreciation and hatred and, any of those, we just want it to go away. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to know that it happened. We don't want to hear that whole pushing everybody away created an atmosphere throughout the society that allowed people to make it okay that you were not honored when you came home. And that's the wrong to me.
Right, 100%.
That is the wrong when you create that atmosphere.
And it really irritates me because when I work, his name was Steven, and when we used to talk, he wouldn't talk much, but when what he said to me one day, he goes, "They give Nelson Mandela a ticker tape parade, but when I got home, it was crickets." That's what he
Wow.
that's what he said.
Yeah.
And I would speak to this gentleman. He did pass away, but I used to speak with him every day, and we would talk, and he would tell me about how life was after he came home. He said it was very difficult. It was hard for him to find a job, but then I guess people started opening up their arms to the veterans, which they should have opened up their arms in the first place.
Exactly.
So he said it was hard getting, he went to the doctors a lot, and you could see the scar on his head. So I don't know. I never asked him about that scar, but he told me, he said it was when he came back, he didn't know what to do. He was absolutely lost. He would go to the VA, but he felt like, he wasn't getting a response there. But, when he said that about Nelson Mandela, he said, this man gets a ticker tape parade, and I come home and there's crickets. How can we
certainly
do?
should have honored. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And anything we can do. The scar is there to me. A scar is a scar. But what we can do is work to fix it as best we can. And to me, to right that wrong as best we can. Because, at the end of the day, I feel like if you lived through that experience, it's not like you can press a button and make it okay.
Right.
There's not like a fix. I mean, we all like a big fix, but there's not really a fix that makes that not have happened. But we can learn from it, and we can work to try to care and do the right thing by everybody.
Right. And welcome them home.
Yes.
That's it.
Right.
I think
I
they're owed a big apology.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's my
100%.
I think
opinion.
about also organizations. The we are one little tiny organization trying to do our part. But here on Long Island, again, I had an interview with a lady from Blue Star Mothers on my podcast this afternoon. I think about
You got 3 shows coming up.
I got 3 shows coming up. You read, that's good. Wait, can I get him a shout out?
Well, I want you to shout your podcast out.
Okay,
Shout it out.
So many voices, one community. Stories that unite us across Long Island and beyond. I just had an interview with Chief Ortiz today.
I saw that.
Also, Andrea Nordquist, who is the president of Blue Star Mothers,
And one of Joe's friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you know Andrea?
No, Marissa.
Oh,
talking
Marissa.
about the
Oh, and then
next
Marissa. The third one was Marissa Gambino,
yes.
who is the president. Of course, we have the former president here.
Still the president. Go ahead.
But the other thing I wanted to mention was Honor Flight Long Island, where, oh my gosh, my brother has done that. His wife, who is also military, has done that. I have gone with veterans who are here on Long Island to do the Honor Flight. They partner them with another individual who goes with them. Have you done Honor Flight? Have you done Honor Flight?
No.
Oh, okay. Put it on your list, my friend.
Okay. Well, what is that?
We will arrange it. Okay, I'm going to make some phone calls.
All right.
Okay, so Howie's going to be the next one, okay?
There you go, Howie.
So
There you go.
Making things happen.
Here's what that incredible organization does. They pair them with a veteran. So you don't have to think about anything. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to listen to your stories. I'm going to make sure you get to where you need to go. We're going to take an entire day. We're going to go get on an airplane. We're going to fly to Washington, D.C. We are going to go to all of the monuments and tribute to our veterans. I am going to stand there with you while you find your buddies on the wall, the Vietnam veterans, all of the veterans, the women veterans, everyone. They go with them. And they travel the entire day. At the end of the day, they get back on a plane and they come home.
Joe Cirillo did it.
Joe Cirillo.
Joey Morris did it also.
Yeah, my brother did it. His
Joey
wife
Morris.
did it.
Yeah.
Joe
was
did
in
it.
World War
I was
II.
there when Joe came home.
Yeah, he told me it was great.
Oh,
Yeah.
and here is the thing. Oh, my gosh. And again, Andrea Nordquist, the reason I'm thinking about it, she was my guest on the show today. But she is one of the people who partners with them. When they get off the plane, everybody is there, and we applaud. And just... especially for Vietnam veterans who did not get that welcome home. Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity to do the right thing, even though the wrong thing was done so many times. And so, there are so many things to fix. But at the same time, there are amazing organizations, whether it's Team EVA here locally doing marathon runs to raise money, whether it's Blue Star Mothers, whether it's Tribute and Honor Foundation, Honor Flight Long Island. There are so many organizations that work to do right by our veterans. And that, to me, is where we can look to learn and look to do right by our veterans. And that's the positive. That's the flip side of the coin. That's the good humanity that is in this community. And that is something we have to really lift up and applaud. I just think about that.
As Howie, as a veteran, do you feel like it's now 2026? Do you feel appreciated? Do you see that we're trying to show the veterans the love? Do you?
I feel it.
That's
the main thing.
It's been
That's
good.
the main thing. The main thing is that the veterans today, do they realize that there are people that will do anything for them?
I'm getting a lot of, when I wear my hat all the time, I get a lot of comments now. Thank you for your service.
I say
It
that
makes you feel
every
good.
time I see somebody in the supermarket or anything,
Yeah.
Howie, and my wife also, we always say thank you for your. I would go up to them. They could be a couple aisles down. I see that hat. I'll run up to them and say thank you for the service, and they say thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
It really makes you feel good.
But it's a long time.
Long time coming.
Yeah. But now you feel like you know, and there's like his group and so many other groups
Right.
that are helping you. It's I wish other veterans would just reach out if they need it.
Well, little things like the banner program are really special for us veterans, and especially you, who put.
Well,
a
you
picture of
you
my
look
father
you look
next
good in
to-
front of you look good in front. I hate to tell you, your father's a good looking man. So
You made me cry. I saw that, Ralph. Right at the main
Yeah.
gate. Come on, Ralph.
I
love you, man.
put Howie right in the front gate.
To the
And-
left. I remember
Yeah,
right there. When you
and
walked in.
I'm hanging it up, and I'm like, man, Howie's father looks a little better.
Good looking man.
Good looking man, you know.
Like me. He's like
Yeah.
6'3". Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was tall like me. Yeah.
But what was very important when I hung up the Civil War vet? That was I don't know how you found that.
That was a Chad Riles, one of my guys.
And he was from Glen Cove, that Civil War vet.
Yeah.
That
And
He was- and he died in
where
Anderson.
is he?
he was next to where the office is. That's where I put him.
He died in that
So I hang a
concentration
left.
camp down there.
Well, he's not up now. I took him
Oh, right,
down.
that's right. But he would have been to the left.
when you're walking towards where the office is, he was right there, and I put him up next to Ralph Young.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
And also, I don't know if you saw on the highway. So the mayor had Ralph Young and oh God, I just lost my train of thought.
Donahue?
No, not Donahue. The one that with two Purple Hearts.
Oh.
Oh my God! I just
Young?
Huh?
Young?
No, not Young.
Well,
but,
these are two banners that Mayor Pam gets?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
I forgot. I
yeah,
know.
yeah. It was
Daily.
Daily.
Daily. Okay.
He got
I
two
went up.
Medal of Honors.
Yes, Medal of Honor. So my brain was working one day, and I went to the office. I said, Mayor Pam, what are you doing with those banners? I don't know. Can I take them? I want to do something with them. I don't know if you noticed, but when you're coming in from the highway, and you have the fork in the road,
It's right there.
I put them up over
They
there.
look great.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things I love with the banner program, because it reminds us of who they were and what they did. And even though it's as simple as just the date and the branch of the service they served in, I think about every year, most times I notice that Virginia Servasio's son, who took his life, suicide after returning.
I put them in the same
Suffer from-
place. Yeah.
Right with Juicy.
Yeah.
With the
Yes, I
with
put it-
Joe Talbert.
Yes.
And now Joe Talbert, which
Joe
when did he
Talbert?
serve? When did Joe serve?
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Joe Talbert, who served in Vietnam, I knew from Calvary AME Church.
He's a
Of course,
good
a
man.
lot of people called him
I love
Juicy.
Joe.
Oh, I love Joe too. And you know, when he died, he was one of the first local people to die of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. He was
You know,
young,
you
too.
think about that. You served in.
Yeah.
And COVID was what took him out, and he was one of the first people in our community to have died of COVID. And when I walk into the park, and I often, because I lived half a block from the park, so sometimes I go down by in the parking lot. So I come in through the parking lot, and then I go down that second entrance from the parking lot into the park. If you hang a right, so it's right there where Juicy. And
Yes.
Where
I always put him.
Virginia's son is.
I always put him there, and I always put Howie and his dad
Right,
on the
no.
thing.
And it's like they welcome us. I mean, yeah, it sounds
It's
a little,
so great, and it was funny
It's just
because
beautiful.
in the middle where the stage was, I asked Lydia if I could put Mr. Middleton up there. Because I remember when he worked for the city of Glen Cove, I would go down. He would work in the dungeon.
Worked
We
with my
called it.
father.
Yeah.
He worked with my father.
Yeah, but he would. So when he was downstairs in the dungeon over there, I would go there and speak to him, and he was, guy was such a great guy.
He was.
But I said, I would like to put him up there because to me he was just amazing. He was a sweetheart.
Yes, he was.
I didn't know him that well, but I did know him.
I'm going to
What a-
tell
what a
you know
gift.
what,
Yep.
Gaitley. You know what really is just unbelievable is that these men and women saw combat, and when you speak to them, they're like soft spoken.
Right.
It's amazing. Like Mr. Middleton was very soft spoken,
Gentleman.
gentleman.
Right.
But what he went through, I'm like, it's incredible. And this, I love this country. I love the veterans. I wish I could do more, but your organization is absolutely a home run.
Well, I'm proud. I'm proud of everybody's work. And I am mostly proud of the fact that the community has helped us in getting to where we are. And the fact that, again, through the scholarship, like the Ben Farnan Scholarship, where we can honor those young people, the fact that annually we're able to honor our veterans and our veteran supporters. And it's really become a very classy event, but it's just an incredible group of people who work hard. And all of us come, Lydia's on my board, Lydia Wynn Rogers, Angelina Stanko-Stone. I'm going to forget people's names now.
You better say them.
I know. Tom Bunger, Karosh, Leibowitz.
Balachi.
Who's that?
Balachi.
Evan, or
Balachi.
Harold Balachi.
Harold Balachi, of
tell
course.
them.
Yes, Harold Balachi. And, there's one more. Mike Gontaletta.
Mike, yeah.
And I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's
But
it.
but a lot of like the Sons of Italy and Knights of Columbus, they do a lot for the veterans too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that is so very true.
And you belong to the Sons of Italy.
I do belong
I didn't
to
know
the
you
Sons
were
of Italy.
Italian, but
I am not one drop of Italian. So
how'd that happen, Joe?
You ask Gaitley.
He engraved it.
that is.
He engraved your French bread.
Here's the thing. That is totally.
Hey, I'm 50% Italian, Joe.
Totally Joe's fault.
My fault.
It is totally Joe's fault.
How'd you swing that?
No,
How'd you swing that?
I didn't tell the story.
Yeah. So not for nothing. Here's the thing for me. And again, I grew up in a little town in North Carolina. I am mostly of Scottish ancestry. Most of the people in that little tiny town are of Scottish ancestry. There, the McNeils, the McLaughlins, and the McDonalds are like Capobiancos, Stenkos, and I don't know. Give me another
Gallo.
Comentino.
Yeah, Camatino. No,
Greco.
it's, so where
Greco, yeah.
So where
Stanko.
I grew up, they were all Scottish names. So it was kind of the same thing, just a different flavor. But one of the things I loved in the Italian community, and I especially got to know it when I first ran for office, and that is not unlike the South. My mom, she would go to the grocery store and she would yell across the fence. She would say, oh my gosh, can you look after the boys? I'll be back in a few minutes, and oh, of course, Gene, So everybody looked after each other. And there was a sense of, sometimes they were maybe a little more in your business than you wanted them, but everybody really cared and everybody looked after each other. And, even though, the Italian communities here in Glen Cove, they're less concentrated than they used to, but still, in like the St. Rocco neighborhood, those neighborhoods, you still feel that sense. And I got such a feeling of the warmth and the thoughtfulness and the focus on family that is familiar to what I grew up as a kid. And now where I grew up, the sound of the voice is different. It's that long, I always tell people, my voice and speech coach, so they tried to beat it out of me. But, I grew up sounding like Andy Griffith. So that's the kind of voice and sound. Most people were Christian, but very few Catholics. Most people were Protestant. There were very few Italian families. There were very few Catholic families. There were very few Jewish. There was one Catholic family and one Jewish family in town. Otherwise, 90% of the people identified as Christian, and of those 99.9 of them identified as Protestant. But in spite of the fact that that could be as different as it can be, that whole thread of importance of family, importance of looking out after one another, respect for family members, and passing on names and passing on. When I first got here, I got to know Mario Bensavini, who was at the pizza place.
Delicious.
Delicious pizza. And then I got to know this guy at Frank's Beverage.
That was his son.
No.
Oh.
But
Mario.
not Mario.
Mario.
Mario. Now, the other Mario Bensavini. But I kept
Little and big.
I kept thinking, wait a minute. Wait, I thought Mario was the guy at the pizza place. No, wait, Mario, is he the guy at Frank's Beverage or the guy at the pizza place? And finally, it was Mario Bensavini's aunt from the pizza place. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name.
Anna.
Yes, she was the one who explained their first cousins.
Right.
Because, of course, they're named for their grandfather.
Right.
And I'm named for my grandfather. But my point being, there is a point here. As different as our growing up was, being Italian, Joe and I from very different backgrounds, very different, that thread of caring about family, looking after one another, feels so familiar to me. And as odd as it is for a Southerner who is of Scottish ancestry to find that connection at a place like Logie Glen Cove, in some ways it's the oddest thing ever, but in other ways it's just true, because caring for one another, understanding the importance of value, that is a commodity that we can all appreciate. And for me, even though it is not my culture that I am on board 100% to celebrate, oh my gosh, I have learned so much about the Italian culture, and I am absolutely all about supporting that. And nothing makes me prouder than to be a part of helping support that heritage, even though it isn't mine. But it's important because it's about heritage, it's about family, and it's about keeping that history alive as you move forward. And that is what makes us all a part of this nation, and that's a part of what makes us great. And so
how did I suck you in? Come on, tell him. Come on.
wait.
At the feast.
Right. So it did really start at the feast, right? Everybody, I mean, who in Glen Cove doesn't volunteer at the feast? I think everybody works the feast. And then we
Joe's the mayor of Locust Valley.
So we were working, I guess, well, you tell the story.
Well, you were working with the Nonas and Lou Saviano and Arturo serving food, and I was in the corner with Angelo Stanco and Connie. And I heard him asking people, who is that guy? He knows just as many people as I do. And then we started to talk, and he was a councilman at the time. So I said, you should join the Sons of Italy. He goes, I'm not Italian. I said, well, you could join as a social member. And not too long, that January.
January. It was in the middle of COVID, because I remember I joined over the phone.
Yeah.
It was during
How'd
COVID.
you join?
So
COVID.
we had phone meetings. That's how but I was, from Joe and now Marissa, the leadership there, the camaraderie, from the picnics, I know that's kind of started back again. I love those. I love the get-togethers.
And the parade. I mean, we have 300 members. We can't even get to me, him, and John Cesaro march.
That's it? Just three?
Right?
I know, yes.
And with some Tom Trickery foolery,
Yes.
we took someone's banner and put it backwards, right? And we put Logia Glen Cove on the banner.
We fixed it. I went in and fixed it. You're darn right.
But then every other year we have it now. So.
Yeah, every year.
But who knew?
But Gately, you're just they're going to build a statue of you in Glen Cove. I'm telling you right now.
No. They're not going to build a statue.
You're such a generous guy, and I hate to tell you, Jim is a better cook than you. But
Jim is the better cook.
But anyway,
they'll let me just say, my macaroni and cheese, my dad's recipe was a pretty big hit at Logia Glen Cove.
Yes,
is that right? Wait a minute, he cooked?
Yeah,
I'd make my dad's macaroni and cheese. And the other one, my pickled okra that I take is a pretty big hit, believe it or not. I
don't know if I believe that, Gaitley, because
I'll bring you
I watched somebody on this platform here, and he makes some good stuff.
No, Jim is the better cook. Jim is the cook. I got like 2 or 3 things that I make, and that's it.
Okay.
Jim makes the souffle. He makes everything else, and it's delicious.
And how was the mac and cheese?
It was good. It was very good. Yeah.
That's your father's recipe?
I cut tomatoes on top.
Really?
Really nice. And it's different cheeses, and I bake it.
Ralph, when you join, you can come,
Yeah,
I don't have to cut my hair, do I?
No.
I don't have to cut my hair.
That's St. Baldrick's.
So there's a question I have to ask you, Gaitley.
Uh-oh.
When do you have time for yourself?
When I'm doing other things, that's the time for me. You know what? I'm not a the whole idea, people talk about retiring and sitting on the beach. I can't think of anything more miserable than spending my life sitting on a beach. Where I get my joy is doing things with people and being part of a community. And that whether it's Nosh or whether it's through Tribute and Honor Foundation or whether it's through my podcast or whatever, and many, all of us do our part. That's how I feel about it. But I really feel most alive, and not to be too spiritual, but most connected to God when I have opportunities to do. I like to tell a story. There's on Thursdays or when I do my Nosh deliveries. Every Thursday, I think I'm at 15 families in the landing area that I serve. And there's a veteran, speaking of which, who's up a flight of stairs. And, there are weeks that I think, I don't have time for this. I just do not have time. But I will tell you, when I get that food and I have those bags and I'm dashing up that flight of stairs, in that moment I feel like I remember my dad, or I remember my mom, or I remember, and I think church is a great place to feel spiritual things, and I always talk about Morgan Park being my cathedral. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful place! I feel so
awesome.
connected.
I love it there.
But for me, when I am part of something and working to make a difference, I feel more alive than I ever do, and I also feel more connected to God than I ever do. And I feel so connected to my parents who, I lost years ago. But that to me, that's my time. I don't.
You are going to be rewarded for this. You know that, right? I believe in that. I believe when you do good, you get rewarded.
That is the reward. The doing the good is
right,
the reward.
right.
That is the reward.
Yeah, because you feel good about yourself. When you do something, you feel good about yourself.
Yes.
And to me, listen, I'm in your same boat. I'm always doing something.
Yes, absolutely.
I am always doing something. I drive my wife crazy.
That's true too.
I do.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lisa.
We talk every now and then.
We feel bad for you.
I drive her absolutely bananas. But hey, listen, Joe's in the same boat.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, you work a lot.
No, I drive her crazy.
So
too.
we all have compelling lives, But we try to make time. Family is very important to all of us.
Absolutely.
Family is very important to all of us. But if you think about it, we're doing this for our family.
Exactly.
And for ourselves.
And
too,
for ourselves.
though.
Well,
And for others.
I want to be next to Joe every day anyway because, I
Well, and I would say our families by blood and our family by our connection to community.
Sure.
Because
Yep.
I feel like that's, again, it makes no sense that I care about Low Jiggling Cove, but I care deeply about Low Jiggling Cove. I'm not related in any way. I haven't, but you feel a connection.
That's
and,
right,
And
man.
that to me is the definition of family.
My cousin Greg from California is listening. He said faith, family, and friends.
Yes.
And
You know?
food.
I like
And
this
food,
guy.
and-
Yeah. When's
That's
he
my-
coming
And
to the
free
Cove?
stuff.
I'll make
So
some
actually,
macaroni
my cousin Greg was a product.
We
of
got him on that
Comac.
already,
Yeah.
Joe.
He was a product of Comac, and he moved to California because the family went to Grumman's North Fork or whatever they call it.
Right.
They transferred to California, but talking about family, the Noriegas, and my mother is Puerto Rican or Spanish or whatever you want to call it. But that Noriega side is the most incredible family you ever meet. Now, my uncle had his 60th wedding anniversary in November, and we brought my mother. We went to Florida and surprised him down there,
Wow.
and all the family was there. And I don't know how you feel, Gaitley, but when I'm with them, it's just so special, and it's just it's like they're like my brothers and sisters. They're not my cousins, or like my cousin Christian is my brother.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But family is so important to me, and I try to teach that to my kids, my wife and myself. We try to teach that to my kids because we always say to them, listen, your family is the most important thing on this planet, you know? And we try to show them, and, you know, my wife comes from a small family. You know my wife, Lisa. She comes from a small family. She was amazed. She was amazed on when we had family, because there's sometimes my family, they come from Florida, Arizona, California, Colorado, Virginia. They're all over the place. But when we get together, it's I don't even know how I could put it. It's the most incredible feel in the world when they're there. And we could talk about everything. We talk about whatever's in, but it's like I don't see them for months or years, but when they do come here, it's like I saw them yesterday.
Right, sure.
You know, how do you explain that? That's why I feel like when I do things during the day, it's for my family, but it also makes myself proud because I say to myself, I'm always doing something good.
Yes, sure.
Like you're always out there, you're always doing something good. Joe here, don't shake your head. I'm going to tell you something about Joe.
There was that night we went to the South Shore to that club, right?
Yeah, no, Mineola. We had fun.
Mineola.
That was some fun, though.
I'm going to tell you something.
We also have fun sometimes,
Yes.
right?
But I'm going to tell you something about Mr. Joe Gallo. You know, Joe Gallo, he could say what he wants, but this man is one of the kindest men I've ever met. Okay.
Thank you.
Do you know you know what happened the other night? So I don't know if you know, I had a concussion 2 weeks ago. Joe called me every day, see how I was doing. You know, so he called me up the other night. He said, "Hey, I'm meeting Joe Cirillo. Do you want me to get your book signed?" He stopped at my house, got the book. I said, "Just get it to me whenever you can." He texted me a couple hours later, "Are you still up?" He came back and dropped it off my house. I mean,
no, that is Joe.
That's Joe.
That's our Joe.
And I don't care what he says. The man.
We don't care what anybody else says.
Correct,
either, right?
but you know, he texts me. You know, he knew I got into an accident, but he texts me during the day, "How you feeling?" and stuff. I mean, come on. I mean, how much more can you show people that, listen, when you have people that care about each other, it makes the world a smoother place.
Right.
You know, that's why I said what we do for the veterans, and I pray every day that the veterans understand that we're doing this for the love of them.
Right.
And they deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could do more.
Right. We try.
We try, but I feel like when we do something like putting those banners up, I know people say, "Oh, you're putting the banner." No, when you put them up, it's something special.
Right. And when you walk through the park and see those banners, and again, I not everybody knows that you do that you're the one who organizes that, but I feel like you help tell the story. I really do, because you go there and you see you and your dad, or then you see, like I said, Juicy and Virginia's son, or then you see I know there was a husband and wife.
Yes,
Did we have a husband and wife
yes.
this year? Yeah. I know we did last year.
Yes. And then we had a family of 3. I don't remember their
Going
last
up the
names.
hill. Going up the hill.
I put them all together.
Yeah, that
Yes,
was
yes,
cool.
yes.
That
I
was very
remember.
I
cool.
put
Yeah.
all 3 of them
So,
together.
You should add to your litany of gifts, storyteller, because you really are. You're telling a story, and you're taking those banners, and like anything, you know what? If many people, perhaps in your shoes, might just throw them up, boom, 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 boom.
No.
Right.
No,
But-
I can't.
And
I
the
care
thing
too
is,
much.
You don't even have to know. It's just like the hard work that people put into a play. If you go to a play and you notice the lighting and you notice the costumes and you notice this and that, it's not a good play. But if you go to a play and you are moved, everybody's done their job.
Right.
And I feel like that's what you do. You do your job. You go in there and put thought into where
He's an artist.
where they're displayed, how they're displayed. You know the stories, and that translates. Somebody might not be able to verbalize, why this touched me, because I saw this man and his, that must be he and his, that must be his father. Or, I wonder if they're married. They have the same last name. Or, but you put that story together for them.
But the best part about it is, Gaitley, is that when people thank me, and I say, don't thank me, you thank the people that are up.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that we have to thank. Don't thank me, thank them. Howie made me feel great when I put Howie on that entrance, and he texted me right away.
I know, he greeted us at the park.
He texted me, cried.
Like the welcome
He texted me right away, and that was, and I've known Howie for a long time, and just that one text, just to thank me for where I put them and put them together, that was a great feeling,
right.
And I know how you probably feel of all this stuff you do for them. It's just amazing what you do. It really is. It's a lot of work that you put into all this.
Well, everybody does. Everybody does.
Right.
And again, I can't emphasize enough the people who help me and the people who really do the hard work. I just help pull it together and am blessed to have that opportunity. But, last night, it's a little thing, but last night, the entire board, we had like a regular board meeting. But then afterwards, we have these lawn signs that we put out. And this is the Scotsman in me. I am such a spendthrift. So we use the same lawn signs every year. But I changed the numbers on the bottom of the sign advertising it. So it says February, Saturday, February, and then I leave the number blank. So I print on my computer all the little numbers, and then I take packing tape and I put them on. So the whole board was there putting these things together, so we would then able to have these banners that are going up on probably Wednesday because of the snowstorm. We're going to wait. But there's something magical that happens when you got a project that's important. And it's not about just coming together and saying, let's do something good. It's the rolling up your sleeves. It's the same thing at the feast.
Right.
In some ways, yes, it's about raising money. And, oh, my gosh, the things that St. Rocco's does for our community. And I see that thanks to many other organizations that I work with in a very quiet way, but in a substantial way. Mm-hmm. So that's not for nothing. That's important. Right. But there's also that whole hospitality.
Sure.
That happens when people are welcomed.
And even at the last night of the feast, we want one more night. Even though we've been on our feet all week.
We're exhausted.
And it's brutal.
Yeah, but the
especially the last 2
magic
days,
that happens, and
of course.
You guys over in the corner, I am in a point of true privilege because I'm working with the Nonas.
Right.
And at first, a little bit the same thing when they're like, who's this guy? But now it really is a family, and it's a reunion.
Right.
When we come back and have the feast again. And, I'm not even Catholic. I'm like a fish out of water a little bit. But I have such appreciation. And, my grandmother's dead. My parents are dead. I got a lot of dead people in my life. But here are people who are alive, who are beautiful.
We're alive.
Yeah, right. No, but
we're alive.
But really, that truly is the gift, and there is something magical about whether it's making bread for or I'll never forget on this story. I'm switching gears quick, but speaking of that actions, and I know we've talked about 9/11, such as I lived in the city at 9/11, and I'll never forget. And through the Episcopal Church, we served meals on the steps of the chapel. And I'll never forget, they sent so much food that they had to throw it away because they couldn't consume it all. And there was a firefighter who came into the city from New Jersey. And I'll never forget, he had a bag of sandwiches in a paper bag, tuna fish sandwiches, all sliced in all little Ziploc bags. Again, they had to throw it away because we had food from somewhere else. But I think about, there was a woman in New Jersey who got up that morning and had to make some sandwiches because she knew those first responders needed that. And was it about those guys getting nourishment from those sandwiches, or was it about that woman in her kitchen putting them together. And to me, that is where we live. That is where we are part of humanity. We're not a part of humanity sitting on the beach. Not knocking the beach. I love the beach. My friend JoJo, she loves the beach. Hello, JoJo. But you know, and I love that. But that is where we connect, and that's where we're part of a family, whether we're blood or not. And that's the privilege. That's the privilege. I mean, again, you guys certainly so much you give for our community. That's where it happens.
I appreciate everything what Howie did. I really, I wish I could give Howie more, but whatever Howie needs, I'm always available.
Well, and you do, and
Thank
you
you.
do for Howie
Thank you,
with
Ralph.
those banners, and for the other veterans.
You do plenty for me just doing that.
Yeah,
My dad.
I know.
You know, I'm going to switch
But
gears.
but the problem is that your father still looks better. Good looking man.
Here's the other thing.
He's a good looking man.
Here's the other thing with Howie. So all this stuff, Howie, soldier, big and tough, all those things, but also is a creative force in our community. You know, Jim and I have that beautiful. It's a heart, and it's got an American flag in it of his stained glass. Have you seen his stained glass?
No.
Oh my gosh, Ralph!
Where
this
is
guy
that?
is an incredible artist.
Well,
he creates it. I mean, and again,
Look on my
where he
Facebook
puts his
page.
energy.
Oh, okay.
Photos. You'll see it.
Yeah.
I know.
You'll see that, a lot of stuff.
Howie's got a great family. His wife is wonderful. I spoke to her a few times when we were up there. She's just but you know what's funny about Howie? He knows about my collection. So I gotta lock my doors. I don't know. Howie's awesome, man, because Howie always, when we're up there working, Howie come out, we talk about my collection and stuff.
Yep.
And then when I run home, I got to change the locks every 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't know how he knows it, but
Well, I collect too,
I know you do. But I have such a great conversation with your wife. She's such a wonderful person.
Yeah, she was a hard-working
Yeah,
nurse.
very.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
She's doing
But-
good, yeah.
But I know you worked as a postman for
40, almost 40 years.
40
yeah.
years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I worked 12 years in managing the medical plaza also.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. When I retired, that job fell in my lap because I was the mailman there for 30 years. So, Scooch Pascucci,
Yes,
the cop.
yes.
Well, his
Oh,
father,
Scooch.
his father was managing the buildings up there. I was delivering mail every day up there. Well, he told me he was retiring and if I was interested. And I said, yeah, I can get out of the post office. I have 37 years, and I was
Wow.
50,
So you were in the post office for 37 years?
yeah,
then
and
you
I
worked
was
another 12?
55. I was 57 when I
Okay.
retired with 37 years. Yeah, so I got that job up there working part time.
You still look the
buildings.
same.
Yeah.
So how
You got a
many?
little long hair, but not like yours, man.
So
That was 1970 for me, man.
So I know Joe Morris, of course, who was a veteran, Vietnam veteran.
he was in
Also was the
same
post
unit as
office,
I was.
right?
Yeah, he was in
Isn't there a third veteran?
Yeah, Dave.
Dave Christie.
Dave Christie.
Dave Christie.
Dave Christie.
was
He was
also
in the Navy.
another one
Yeah.
who was
Navy,
a
Vietnam,
postal
yeah.
carrier.
Yep, right. And Vinny Martinez.
Vinny Martinez.
Martinez.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
know the funny
gosh!
thing,
Thank you to our
Ralph?
mailman.
When I started that job in April of 1971, I had hair like you. All right, I was
You must
growing
have
it
looked
out.
really handsome, I tell you that.
I was a freak. All right, I just had the mustache. All right?
Yeah, but wait a minute, Howie. At my age, if you could grow it, might as well flaunt it,
Oh
right?
yeah, I can grow it.
I went to my class reunion, and they, bald or losing their hair. I walk in, I'm a rock star.
Oh yes.
Speaking of rock stars, Gaitley, did you ever talk about being a Canadian Mountie at some
Yes.
point? We got to bring that up. Come
We
on.
got to bring that up.
We've
Come
only got
on.
a few more minutes left, so come on.
Yeah, I got Sergeant
So-
Preston of the Yukon over there.
So here is the thing. So for 20 years I worked as an actor, worked professionally, and I did lots of Shakespeare. I'm very proud of wonderful musical theater, lots of those kinds of things.
Professional.
But the thing that everybody always remembers is that
Barney.
yes,
That
was
that purple
Monty,
dinosaur.
I was Monty the Mountie on Barney and Friends. So
wow.
I was a Canadian Mountie. I played a
See, we
character.
have our first celebrity.
Nice,
Well, hardly.
nice.
And in fact, they saw I was doing in Granbury Granbury Opera House in Granbury, Texas, of all places. I was doing playing the Adam Ponape role in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, and they saw me in that role, and they invited from that show. They invited me in.
That was
for
the
an
Barney
audition.
people who saw that.
That was the Barney people.
Wow.
They actually said, we want you to see this guy, and based on that, I walked in and I got the role. And
you're a good singer. Where is that uniform?
Well, the uniform was from the MGM studios.
Okay.
So that it was on loan. So
because I was going to see if I could sell it on eBay.
Who knows?
Yeah, right?
No, it was on
Maybe
loan.
we could raise some funds over here, right, John?
Exactly.
I'll flip that thing.
I know. It was Lyric Studios was the company, but they rented it from MGM Studios. So, who knows who would have worn? I mean, may not have been Nelson Eddy, but anyway. It was a great costume. I will say that.
No, when somebody told me that, I looked it up and then I saw you sing and I'm like, wow, Gaitley could sing.
And now's the right time for the song too.
Yeah.
No,
the mountain.
It's cold outside.
It was great poetry because it's a cold burr. I wish I had fur. So, could there be any better poetry?
Well, no offense, Gaitley, but my kids never liked Barney.
Well,
they like Roly Poly Oly or those other ones.
Twinkie Dinky.
Bear in the Big Blue House.
Yeah.
But if you look at this round table here, we have a lot. We have a 30-year DJ.
Right.
We have a wonderful veteran.
Yep.
We have
Whatever he
a
is.
Barney,
A purple dinosaur.
Barney
Purple
character.
No, a Canadian mountain.
Canadian
Mountain.
Mountain, a rock star,
And a mayor.
and a mayor from Locust Valley.
Locust Valley Mayor. I love it.
What
a table,
What a
right.
table we got here.
We may need some women. I don't know. You think?
Mayor Pam's been on.
Mayor
Pam's
Yeah,
been on.
sure.
Okay.
Marissa's been on.
Marissa's been on.
Michelle.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, listen.
Maria.
This is like the guy.
Maria.
We had Maria. We also had
Not TK Maria. the
no.
other
We also
Maria.
had the Seacliff people that I never went there
Yes.
for 53 years.
You know that first time last year was the first time that he went to
The Mini Mart.
The Mini
Mary
Mart.
Mart.
All these years.
I don't come out of my
I
house.
used to do that thing. I used to do it years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a.
Yeah, but Howard, you know what I do?
With his
I-
glass.
I run home and look at my baseball cards.
Yeah, and I'm jealous.
I just want to tell
I sold all
make sure
mine.
everybody goes. Is it on your Facebook page where your glass is? Okay,
Yeah,
go.
Look at my photos. Yeah.
Look at his photos on Facebook.
Tell your Facebook page.
This
Yeah,
is be
what's your Facebook page? How we still?
It's still Howard Stillwagon.
Like,
Yeah.
still-
But look for his stained glass and his. I mean, he's so. I mean, incredible. Jewelry. I mean, everything.
When you
it's
go
true.
past your house,
Yeah.
I like there's a flagpole and then the guy has the soldiers
Cutouts,
kneeling. Yeah,
the
who,
Oh, that was
silhouettes.
Donnie Albin. Donnie
Is that who that is?
That's his house.
love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Every time
Yeah.
I see that, I love it.
Yeah, I think it's down there.
Howie's is the
Oh,
one
it is?
with the big stained glass in the window.
If you want to ride by my house, just turn on Red Spring and make the first left.
No, I know exactly where you live. You
Yeah,
got
look
that
in
big.
the front window. You'll see some cars.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Oh,
really
that's
cool?
really.
Can you hold it up to that? The camera
Wow.
Well, hold up to the camera,
That
Joe.
was for the Irish Christmas.
there you go.
The Irish
No,
Wow.
but I feel bad because you have those big ass trees in front of your house that keep on falling the branches
So,
of.
so
I hate
Ralph,
those trees
his,
so
his
much.
art is available for sale. If
Oh, is
you
that
don't
right?
Have anything in your home?
What's that?
We have. I said your art is for sale.
Oh,
if he doesn't have anything in his
Oh
home.
yeah, no.
That's a Celtic
I think
What's
the
your wife
rest
like,
of us.
Ralph? What's your
Shoes.
wife? My wife too.
Yeah.
I have a whole room upstairs. In
Well,
my house.
my wife has like 400 pairs of shoes.
Well, she might have Mary beat. But I don't know. Mary's
You only got
a
2 feet.
Why don't you ask?
I ain't
say-
getting involved.
And listen, John, I say it all the time. You're never going to wear all these shoes.
Yes-
She said,
oh,
yes,
yeah.
I am. Yes, I am.
Oh,
And you know
yeah.
who has the greatest story? I think it was you, Joe. When your wife brought all those shoes on your trip.
Oh yeah, we went away to Mexico for my cousin's wedding, and she brought 2 suitcases. It's fine. And so we get there, and one suitcase is all shoes. I'm like, we're here for 4 days. So I'm like, what do you?
Was the
Well,
whole
I wasn't
suitcase
sure. No joke. All shoes. I said to her, why did you bring all these? Well, I don't know which ones I'm going to wear. I was like, well, now you're going to wear all of them. So every time we would go like to breakfast, we'd come back, switch of shoes.
Different pair of
I
shoes.
made her wear all the shoes, and she goes, I don't like these. I don't. You made me carry these. You're wearing them. She brought like 20, 30 pairs. It was crazy.
You
A
know,
full suitcase.
I like somebody who is prepared. You know,
A suitcase full of shoes?
Well,
I don't know about that. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's over prepared.
Yeah, that's like really over prepared.
400 pairs is a little too excessive.
You got to see it. The shoe. So when you go to my house, Gately, you go upstairs and the shoes are taking over the hallways. The shoes are taking over the bedroom. You know, now in the basement where I got some of my collection, the shoes are taking over my collection.
okay. I have 67 flags.
What?
I have 67 flags.
You only got one flagpole?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 flagpoles, but I have 67 flags.
Where
That's
are
what
they?
I do. I collect flags. I have flags. Have you not seen my tribute to different?
Yeah.
I love flags. I have state flags. I have states from nations all over
really?
the world.
Nice.
They're beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they're flat, and they don't take up much room.
Right.
Much more practical than shoes. That's all I'm
Sure.
saying. All of them have history.
Really?
Wow.
I mean, it's incredible.
Well,
I love
I-
the history of the flag. Have you seen Alaska's flag?
No.
Have you seen Alaska's flag? It's beautiful. It's like a dark navy blue, and it's the Big Dipper.
Oh, really?
I mean, the whole flag.
Wow.
It's just the Big Dipper.
know
I mean,
what?
it's beautiful.
The best Christmas
I'm telling you,
present
flags
I
are
got,
good.
The best Christmas present I got this year, my daughter sent away and got my father's World War II
Oh,
medals.
man.
Wasn't that something?
Wow.
Yeah, she wrote to the Army Archives, and it took 2 years to get them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then
Wow.
she framed them up nice, as hanging on my wall. Now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Who? Howie, who's going to... Oh, that's what it
Isn't that
is, the Big
beautiful?
Dipper.
Yes, and it points to the North Star. So I guess it's the North Star, right?
Well, the rock star. One of
the
the
rock
Yeah.
star.
Oh,
Yes. Anyway.
But do you put them out at once in a while? I know.
Yes, I do.
I
I
see
do.
sometimes.
No.
You
I
even
do.
have a
I've got-
DPW flag.
I do have a DPW
I know because I remember you
flag.
put that out there.
Absolutely.
He did. He put it.
Was he wearing the proper uniform vest?
No, I
and
had to
all
get
that?
him a helmet.
The
You know, I
flag?
should have got him a helmet
I do.
and
Orange
some
cones
gloves
up.
or something like that.
how's the flag?
Oh,
Where-
that's
That's
beautiful.
it. That's
That's
nice.
That's good. That's just one of
Let me see
my
if I've
front
got
windows.
yours.
Front window.
You
pieces.
did that, Howie?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nothing.
Wow.
That's nothing.
That's nothing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
So-
doing it since 1978.
He is so talented. I'm telling you.
See, everybody has a talent. Everybody has a talent.
I'm not going to.
Oh, wait a minute.
not gonna
Gately, there's a message for you. Gately, do you have any spare rooms? I have more shoes.
Who is that from?
Lisa, my
Oh,
wife.
Lisa. Yes.
You gotta. I'm telling you.
We'll
Sometimes
make room.
I have a dream like they got mouths and they're gonna like eat me up and they're gonna take.
Oh boy.
You know what I mean? So,
Ay, ay, ay.
I have a question for you. Who's the honoree for the Memorial Day parade?
The honoree?
Yeah.
Oh, it's wait a minute. They had a deli up in Seacliff.
Not a Rada.
No,
No.
not Rada. No, it's Irish name.
It's not Stropple.
Oh, who was it? Joe's
that-
Deli? What was it? The other deli.
There was
the
a-
small one on
Oh,
the right.
by Joe. Joe's Deli.
No, is it McMahon or something?
He's gonna be the honoree for
Well, for Memorial Day.
Glen Cove.
Yeah, yeah, because he was
The
killed.
VFW chooses it.
Yeah. He was,
Oh, that's how they do it. The
Yeah.
VFW chooses.
the
it?
parade
Well, they
committee,
lead
parade,
that.
parade committee kind of picks it.
McCarthy's
Okay,
Deli.
okay.
McCarthy's Deli.
Yeah,
McCarthy? Yeah.
Thank you. That was Mark Caggiano. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mark.
thank you, Mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
McCart-
killed. He was killed when I was there in '69, in May of '69. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was bad time there. Yeah.
Wow.
Jackie?
Jackie.
Yeah, that's what he just said. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mark is good. Mark.
Good job, Mark.
Yeah, good job, Mark. See? Hey, listen, I got a lot of people.
You got a lot there.
They're,
you
they're,
go.
chi- they're
There
chiming
you
in
go.
over here.
All right.
So, Gately, just explain to everybody about the upcoming
Tribute and honor awards. Yep.
Pam
Yes.
just messaged me too with things.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you, Mayor Pam.
So, just explain to everybody the upcoming stuff that you have with
Right,
the
February 7th, just as a reminder, starts at 6 p.m. tributeandhonorfoundation.org. You can find all the information there, including sponsorships and tickets and such. And, also we've got opportunities for raffle baskets and those kind of things. It is an incredible celebration and certainly encourage everyone to attend. I did want to emphasize they are selling quickly. We have sold out for the last 3 years. We think that may happen again, and tickets are not available at the door. So please go online, buy those tickets online. You'll see when you get to the website, I think they're available through the 29th of this month. So do get your tickets if you want to attend, and would be honored to have you join us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will be making stained glass and selling records.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm eBay. I have an eBay business.
Okay, so name that. What's the eBay
Go on
account?
H Stillwagon on eBay, and my page will come up. You can see all the records I have for sale.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Got about 80 records up there right now for sale.
Oh, awesome.
And in the springtime, I'll be down at the waterfront.
You got any freestyle records?
Oh, would you stop that? And don't forget, when we leave from here, Gaitley is signing autographs.
Yes.
He'll be outside.
He'll be outside in his mountie.
I should have took down the
Only if you
grid.
put on the Barney suit.
There you go.
I should
Put on
have
my Mountie suit if you put on
I'm
the
not
Barney.
putting that.
I should have left the grid jump.
Yeah.
The Grinch.
Every year, I donate some of my glass, and I've done it for him. I gave him
Oh, is that
for
right?
work.
Beautiful, yeah.
And for the Lady Hibernians at St. Pat's Church, they have a St. Patrick's dance every year, and I donate one of these every year.
Beautiful.
Oh
They
man,
make a lot of money on that raffle.
that's great.
She called me last night and asked me. I said, "Of course, I'm making it for you."
Yes.
You know, so my wife's a Hibernian. I better do it.
Yeah, or else you'll be you'll be outside.
Part of the raffle.
Or else you got to make sure if Gaitley has a spare room with the shoes.
Now, how much are the tickets, Gaitley? How much are the tickets?
They are $125 for non-veterans and $95 for veterans.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that includes.
That includes an incredible meal. That includes dancing. That includes the award ceremony. And all of
Raffles.
those kind of things. And the raffles.
Raffles.
opportunity
And an
raffle.
autographed photo
And
of Gaitley.
Also
Okay.
includes, I don't think it includes mixed drinks and stuff, but beer and wine and all that's included too.
But it goes to a good cause.
And the thing
Yes.
I want to say and emphasize, we have worked so hard to keep those tickets. If you've been to an event at any major hall, you probably have paid more than $95
Oh, yeah,
or
absolutely.
$195.
Now, where's the location of the
It's at
party?
the Crescent Beach Club in Bayville. So it is classy. We've intentionally worked to keep the ticket price down because we want people to show up to support the veterans and to be there to cheer them on. So especially with that in mind, we urge you to please be sponsors so that we can then make the money to do the kind of things that we do.
Gately, how long does it take to put something like this together? A whole year?
Well, I'm a planner. So September, we have an announcement event where we announce the honorees. And from the end of 1 year, we have already started the next year.
Already?
And
Really?
Yes. No. And we work to make sure, and we do it the first Saturday in February every year. The first year that was not the case, but every year since then, the first Saturday in February, we are working to hopefully have it locked down where we'll be doing it. In all likelihood, it'll be back at the Crescent Beach Club. But that first Saturday in February, we start planning, and then I timeline it so that we've got the journal stuff ready in time. We've got our honorees in time. It makes a difference to get the press out there on time. So I put together, or with the board, I put together a year schedule that really has it folded into it because it really is our main event. We do other events, but it is our main event.
Can you donate during the year? To
Yes.
the, okay.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
And let me just say, when you go to the website, you'll see you can be a sponsor of the event. They start at 10,000 and go down. I think the lowest is 500 as a sponsor, but you can make any kind of donation of any sort. They're also, in fact, Barbara Peebles is kind of our star of the show when it comes to being a what do we? It's a monthly. She gives a monthly gift, so you sign up so that gift supports us. A sustaining member. She is a sustaining supporter of the organization, and also legacy giving. So if people in planning your wills and planning those kind of things, helping us do things like support these scholarships, you can make that a part of that plan. So there are a lot of ways you can support it.
When you do the raffles, are the raffles baskets like people?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a basket for me?
Yes, I want to make a basket for you.
Call Angelina. Angelina Stanko Stone, are you watching? Okay, he says he's getting a basket. Okay,
I want to put a basket because I
love that.
Howie knows all my memorabilia. I'll put
Yeah.
autographs in there.
Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be
We would love
popular,
that.
man. That would be
Yeah.
big.
It would, right?
Yeah.
They'd
When
have things
so
like
when
that,
can
yeah.
I would like to put it together. When do you need it by?
I need it next week. I need it a week from today at the latest.
Okay, I got to figure out where I get a basket. But I want to donate
Okay.
some
Angelina,
autographs.
please note that if you don't mind. It's like my board
No,
meetings. Angelina takes
Gately,
such good care of
I know
us.
where
Oh
you
my
live.
gosh.
Don't worry, Gately. I know where you live. You got the DPW flag hanging outside.
That's right. That's right.
No,
I'll
but
put
I
it
would
up.
like to put a basket together. Howie knows.
Thank you.
And I want to
Cool.
put some autographs in there.
Yeah.
Great.
And
we love that.
maybe that'll be a hit too, right?
It'll be a
Howie?
big hit.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and of course, again, Howie's been with us from the very
Yep.
beginning, from that the energy when we first did it at the View Grill.
I remember that.
And we honored, and you were there,
Yep.
and
Yeah, and like the first one he honored was me.
Yes,
and I was
yes.
like totally shocked. I'm like, what did I do? To honor
You,
this.
you deserve it. That's
exactly.
what you deserve
I
it.
had the picture here.
When
didn't I,
was
where
that?
they Put it?
That was.
That was 21.
That was
really?
21,
Yeah.
the very first one.
Yeah, first one.
Oh, you didn't know you were getting on it?
No.
How'd they get you? How'd they get you over there?
Well, no, I was going to it.
Oh,
I was
okay,
supporting
okay.
them. And my whole family was there.
Yeah.
and it was packed. I
Right.
mean, there was an inch of room in that place at
Yep.
night. at
That
the
first
View.
year, we honored Ben Farnan, Henry Nowicki, Howard Stillwagon, Joe Moores, George Siddell. George was
built-
the architect
he
who
built
helped
the-
with the
he rebuilt the-
design and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
He
He rebuilt
rebuilt.
it, yeah.
Thank you. Giant
Yeah.
shout out. And also Tony Jimenez.
Yeah. Those
And
are
it-
all veterans,
Yeah, and we have like an alumni almost of 40 veterans and veteran supporters that we have honored since we began.
That's awesome.
And
It
of the
is.
caliber of this right here. I mean, again, we are fortunate and blessed. But the thing I said to the board, I said, there are a lot of ceremonies, and we're not a golf outing kind of thing. We're not, two honorees that come up and it's really about the golf outing. This is an awards ceremony. And I said, if we're going to do an awards ceremony, let's do it as classy as we can make it so that it is something that the veterans can be proud of and we can all be proud of. So that has really been the focus, is that it is about paying tribute and honoring our veterans. That's the name of the organization. So it is an award ceremony. We still have dancing and we still have raffles and we have that. But
the food is great.
yeah.
and the
Okay.
food,
Food is
you're
really
right.
good.
The
Yeah.
Crescent Beach Club does an
Yeah.
incredible
They do a
job.
good
We've
job.
been very lucky.
Excellent.
And Eva, stay off the top step, please. This year.
Yes.
No, but I'm going to make a basket and I'm going to give it to you next
Thank you.
week.
Thank you. I'll make sure
I
she
want-
knows.
Well, no, I'm going to put it together. Right?
Thank
Put some right, Howie. What do you think? Couple of autographs.
Yeah.
You think that'll be a?
Oh yeah, you
a
got
hit?
like a picture with a signed autograph or something like that.
I got a couple of them.
Yeah,
I'll put a
Or
couple.
put it in a frame if you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
dollars.
You're,
for
you know,
something.
no, listen.
No, but it's easy.
You know what I think I'm going to do
What do you
also.
think? Pair of shoes.
No, I'm gonna I'm gonna get. You
Lisa
win.
will
you,
never know.
You win a luncheon with the mayor Joe Gallo. That's the next raffle.
Yeah, that's it.
That'll be a
Right?
gift certificate.
No, but
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I have to do something for the veterans. I feel like I don't do enough. So when I get home, I'm going to put together
A luncheon with Joe.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
See, Joe?
Joe, what part of Italy is your family from?
My father's from Calabria, which is the
Calabria?
tip of the boot.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And my
God.
mother's Polish.
Polish. Okay. My grandmother was from Studeno.
Right. Yeah.
the whole
talked
orchard-
about
the
this.
whole orchard
Well, because
was
I didn't know that
also-
you knew my uncle Gino, Luigi.
Oh yeah,
so,
well, he was in my class.
Right.
He was a great
Yeah.
soccer player,
Yeah.
man.
And a fast runner.
He was fast. he
He
was.
set some records back in the
and
day.
Savvy was
Yeah.
a good golfer. I
Yep.
played with golf with him all the time. Yeah.
And he was a postman for a while.
Yes, he was.
Put him through college.
Yeah.
To do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And,
remember.
and giant shout out to our Polish office. Speaking of which, that's where I also run
Yes.
into you, since I'm often invited to do the national anthem for their.
Oh, is that
I don't
right?
I don't do the Polish.
You don't do
national
the Polish?
anthem.
Jeszcze Polska? Nie zginęła?
No, but
Oh,
I am
you know-
invited to do the
Oh, you know,
American.
Of
wow,
course
that's
I
pretty
know
good,
it. Come
Joe.
on.
See, this guy's multi. Maybe we should put like a raffle to hang out with him.
Yeah,
You know,
gotta do something.
you win a raffle to hang out with Joe
You get
Gallo.
3 hours on the
Yeah.
Italian
Yeah.
house party.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Oh, Joe, by the way,
Yes.
Joe, by the way, there's a message for you.
I won't be live.
Huh?
I won't be live this Sunday.
Oh, you're not going to be live?
Not because of the snow.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
all
You got your show.
Yes.
Everybody's got a show.
Yes.
So this is what I tell people. I say, you want to be on my TV show? That's what I say. Even though it's a podcast, I just think it's more fun, right?
Why? What's the?
I don't know.
So, you're not going to be live this week?
No, the snow's coming at him.
Oh, would you
know.
stop?
I'm not afraid of the
Ralphie.
snow, but
Yes.
That's just some of them.
That's your records?
That's just some. I have another whole room.
Oh, I've seen that picture.
do you have any Italian records?
I feel.
Holy
I got one to
moly.
learn Italian.
Oh, yeah,
Learn
nice.
it. I should play it
Yeah.
and brush
So,
up a little
this
bit.
show should be Howie Stillwagon, living legend.
Have you been to Storno?
No.
You should go to Italy then.
So
See?
here is the thing that I want to do, and I've mentioned this to several people, and we need to give us enough time to do it, and it can't be right now,
Right.
Because I do this every year. But we need to put together a tour from Glen Cove to Sterno.
Let's do it.
And let's plan it
Okay.
now. Let's do
We'll
it
work on it.
14 months ahead.
Yeah.
15 months ahead. And organize it through
And
Logia.
let me find out when's a good time to visit Storno.
Right.
Like if there's
and not,
a celebration
and not just go
or
to
something.
Sterno. We'll
no,
go to a
of
lot of
course,
other places
but,
too.
right.
But I think it would be so exciting for. Again, I'm not even from here, but the
Right.
fact that it's been such an influence on our community,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see us organize a tour that
Absolutely.
people can sign up.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
all go
that would be
together.
great. That would be awesome.
I just think it'd be exciting, and I think when we do a little ceremony here before we go, and we do one over there.
Howard, you got your passport updated or what? You better get it ready.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Mine's still good.
I just think it would be.
That would be
and, you know,
great.
I think we could.
Yeah.
I think we could pull it
I
off.
follow
think so.
Sicilian, so I'm out of it.
No,
Why not?
don't.
You can
still
come to
have
No,
Sicily.
we could go to Sicily too. It would not.
We'd have
I
to
don't
take
know, I
the
might have
ferry.
to
There's no
Sterno.
bridge.
Actually, my brother Sal, he did some research, and I don't know how he found it, but we have relatives, Comentinos that are in Italy that we didn't know about.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really, I think Bruno is his name, Bruno Commentino, and I don't know who the other one, but my brother did research and found them, and he talks to them on the internet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
amazing.
It's cool.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, Joe, Lisa said that she knows every pair of shoes, so I can't give them away.
She's got like a low jack on
I
them.
can't give them away.
You got the air tags on them.
nice.
See,
That's the
nice.
thing I made for him
That's
with
beautiful.
the stars. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
The other
that's-
three- the other
Look at
three
that.
aren't finished.
So you sell that on eBay?
To the camera.
No, I don't sell them on eBay because
That was
there's no
actually a
market for
gift.
it on eBay.
Okay, but the albums you sell.
the albums on eBay.
Okay.
Yeah,
That hangs in our kitchen.
Wow.
yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah.
Nice.
And I want to give a big shout out to Jim. You're a great cook.
You're a great cook, Jim.
I don't understand how Gately doesn't gain a pound. Probably
Because
weighs-
he's always running around.
he weighs
I
110
run
pounds.
around.
This guy.
Not quite. Not quite.
He's always running around.
You know what, Gately? All jokes aside, you're just what you do for the veterans, the city of Glen Cove. You're always at every event. You always make time for other people, and I think Glen Cove really does appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
You know, my wife loves you to death. You know, better than me, that's for sure. But no, you
Thank you, Lisa.
you do so much good for the city, and the city really does appreciate everything you do. My opinion.
kind. That's
no,
kind.
it's
But
true because I
again-
do talk to a lot of people,
Yeah. Well,
and when I told them that you were going to be on the show, they
said, "Oh no."
No, they said you sure he
him.
wants to go on your show? You know, listen, the mayor was afraid to come on here.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was.
She was.
I'm,
But then when when you sit next to me and the mayor of Locust Valley, you get very comfortable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes.
So it's all good. That's nice. You did that lamp?
Yeah, he's incredible. I'm telling you.
Did you know you had this talent?
No.
How did you discover it?
I took a class in Levittown for 6 lessons for $100 in 1978, and that started the ball rolling. And, it just got better and better as the years rolled on,
And you can often see, I'm going to plug the Deep Roots Farmers Market next.
Oh, yeah, plug 'em.
Glen Cove Chamber of Commerce, thank you very much. So the Deep Roots Farmers Market, oftentimes Howie has a booth
Once
there.
a month.
Oh, is that right?
Once a
Once a
month.
month, yeah.
On Saturdays.
Yeah, the end of the month usually. Yeah.
They're not.
In the
They're
summer
not.
it's
They're
9.
not there now because it's
No,
Not because-
When does that start up?
In April.
Oh, April. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
It warms up a little bit.
Yes, it
Okay.
warms up.
Goes
But-
to like November.
Yeah, and of course, as you know, Amy passed away, who
Yes,
ran that for
yes,
many years.
yeah.
The Glen Cove Chamber of Commerce has kind of gotten stewardship of it, and because we felt it was so important, and not only because of what it brings, but also, what she set in motion is incredible, and
great.
the fact that
great.
that you've got that for our community and that lives on.
How many
wonderful
how many
food.
vendors do they have? I never been
I
there.
don't
I
know. No,
gotta
it's
go.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I gotta go.
It's every Saturday,
30,
but
Okay.
Come on. He's
good
never been to the
stuff.
mini mart. How he's going to go there?
I know,
Got
that's
to
true.
go.
No, but I got the ball is rolling in that brain of mine, and I'm thinking about I'm gonna have one booth.
The greatest seafood.
I'm gonna have
Broadcast
produce.
live.
Yeah, we should broadcast live.
there you go.
But I'm thinking about
Should.
You got some stuff to sell?
we
yeah.
do that?
Oh, I got plenty of stuff. I got
we should get a
shoes.
table,
I got
man. Where you gonna
shoes
do it?
downstairs. I could sell.
Okay, 2 projects. Broadcast live
Yeah.
from the farmers market. So
Yeah,
we gotta
you wanna
work
do that,
out.
Joe?
Yeah, of course.
Can we
Yeah.
do that? Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
reach
Of
out
course
to
we
them
could do
today.
that.
Yeah,
and
that'd
we
be
got a
great.
tour going to
Trip to Italy.
Italy.
So who can we get a hold of to do
rolling here.
a
You're
live
gonna talk to
broadcast
me.
here? All right, can we
Because
do a
I'm
live
on the
broadcast?
committee.
here?
I'm on the committee.
Okay, can we do a live broadcast there?
I got to get approval from the committee. So I don't know. Should
No,
they watch this
it'll
so
be
that-
approved. Don't worry about it.
I'll
But
work
then,
on it.
but I'm thinking about having my own booth. So I'm thinking about having a booth where you pay $5 to shake Joe's hand. All right. I'm thinking.
a kiss?
No kiss. I love his wife. His wife is wonderful. I wouldn't do that to Joe.
I don't know.
I just